Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
He pushes it. Here's Kaminga exploding to the basket for a jam. Edwards picks up Green. Now Heel finds Butler. Wide open for three. Butler hits. The Theodore gets a return. Michael down to the goal line. Backdoor pass. Score! All of sin. Off the one touch from Stone. Beautifully.
He'll tag that one to left field. That one's headed back toward the wall. Sailing. Got it. Home run, Rafael Devers, number 6. 5-0 Boston.
Corner looking, strikes out the side, and 9 Ks for Jordy Ball in her Big Ten tournament debut.
Give it back in there. Right-hand batter with power. Britton's 2-2. Cusack grounds back up the middle. Base hit to center. Ball around third. She will score, and Nebraska has won it in mercy rule fashion. 9-1. The Huskers move on to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament.
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right.
You a big fan of the mercy rule?
Oh,
mercy me.
I get it in the regular season and tournament play. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to see people get hammered?
No, I just want to, it's the end of your season probably for a lot of these teams. Like, just let them play it out.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Would you have waved the white flag last night?
Maybe you give the opposing coach a choice.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like an agreement.
Do you want to?
Do
you want to outwardly
just be like, hey,
quit, or do you want it to be assumed?
It's like, hey, we good here or nah?
We used to do that sometimes, and
you did in football, right? You can go and like shake the hand and
yeah.
call it a day.
I've been put on the clock in the first half, and we put teams on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, I think it should be.
We started a running clock of an aforementioned opponent in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's appropriate.
Yeah.
I think self-awareness is important.
Yeah.
We've
also had some coaches get upset about being on a clock that early. Let the kids play.
Well, I mean, listen, it's a little different in high school too.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you're at the mercy of enrollment.
Yeah. I like how you used the word mercy twice already.
Well, mercy me. I can only imagine what it would be like to get mercy ruled in Big Ten tournament.
Yeah. Or merci.
Merci beaucoup.
If you're into,
I know you're a big Canadian guy.
If you're into diplomacy and tariffs.
Big French Canada.
I am.
Quebec.
Oh,
okay. I was trying to get it right. I'm trying to get, I try to get names of countries and accents and things right, like Uruguay.
Don't do that again. We're out on. I'm glad. Okay, so it's Uruguay, not Uruguay, right? Are you a big Uruguay guy?
No, I try and over pronounce it to make sure I get it right.
That's good,
because Uruguay is not correct. if you want to say it as the people say.
Yeah.
No, but Germans call it Deutschland, so it's like I don't.
Still?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's only called Germany here.
Wow.
Like by English-speaking countries.
Deutschland.
I believe.
You say how do you? What's the
Deutschland?
Deutschland.
Not doucheland. Deutschland.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. I heard
that's not even like a great word.
Okay, so are we on this again? I have no idea what words you're cool with and aren't. I know you don't say the F word. That's the only one I feel really strong
And the P
with.
word.
That's it? Those are the only... Like when you say you don't cuss, are those the only ones you don't say?
So you occasionally get the ASS.
Yeah, I get that. We get the B word sometimes.
Which I don't believe... okay, so...
Like you pretty frequently say bitch and moan.
I wouldn't say frequently, but that's the manner in which I'll use it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no matter how much I think it, I would not say you're being a B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or son of a?
Nope.
Okay.
That's not even really in my normal.
You're just
son of. Yeah, that's not really in my. I'd have to
I think you called me a son of a gun.
Yeah, probably.
I think you're like, you son of a gun.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do it laughing, like when I get got.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Yeah. That's usually the context.
Yeah. I could see myself saying that.
So B word only in bitch and moan.
Yeah.
Okay. Or quit bitching, something like in that complaining context.
Yeah.
You'll say ass sometimes.
Yeah. Hat.
Not really hole or jack.
No.
I've heard we've done. What else have we done? You won't say hell.
No.
Which is weird to me because that's the most tame one. Hell is by far the tamest one.
I don't know. It just seems really. It seems like again.
Is this a religious thing? You don't want to like?
No, it's just
condemn
not.
people.
It's not in my normal flow of thought process. Like if I have to reach to go to get something, I'm probably not saying it.
So you're not going top shelf on anything.
Heck. I just said it for. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So what about damn? Where are we at on damn? I think you say damn sometimes.
Not too much.
Okay.
I don't give a good gosh.
Gosh darn it.
Damn it. I might say damn it. I say damn it sometimes.
Yeah. You're not gonna give me the Bobby Bowden like
dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
I don't. So, like quiet as kept. That used to drive me up the wall. When
Really?
Theo would say it. Yeah.
Well, they were besties, as everyone knows.
I don't even know what it means.
Dadgummit.
Dadgum like gummit like what?
Yeah.
I was always a little miffed.
Okay.
At
So
what that meant.
We're out on dadgummit, but occasionally we'll drop a damn it.
Yeah.
You
know, I'll make a mistake or something. Like, damn it.
Yeah, you will get that a little bit.
And it's not like
you're more talking to yourself.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Damn it. Damn it. And that's about it. Yeah.
We don't drop the S word.
No.
So SF out on San Francisco.
Yep.
And P
out.
C
out.
Okay.
I don't even know the context in which I'd use that.
I don't either. That's one that even I'm out on.
I mean, that's probably more gender to gender.
Sure. Which that seems a little dicey. You don't want to do that.
Well, for some that's like the ultimate death
nail.
Like
that's the.
Did you hear? She called me a. I don't know.
Yeah. We're out there.
That's about it. And you'll like when I'm angry, you'll get the sucker.
Yeah, you get that. It's mostly reserved for Verghese.
A couple of others have gotten it. But yeah, I'm sure he'll say something stupid today.
Yeah.
100% guaranteed.
Yeah.
Who, Vrzal?
Yeah.
I had ass hat.
Get
your shit together.
Yeah.
Had that ready to go.
What's up, fuckers?
Yeah, he's a regular Jim. And so Coach Woods left a message.
Oh, yeah. After he went to Piezons?
At Piezons. And Matt wanted me to send along a message, and I didn't do it right away. So when he asked me the question, I simply said, he said, "Hey, did you do such and such and such and such for Coach Woods?" And I was like, "Nope." And I basically screenshot why.
Okay.
And that wasn't good enough. So he proceeded to get upset. I'm like,
so without context, if you had just been like, "Hey, did you do this?" and you're like, "Nope," I could understand being a little.
You give my nope like a tone, though. you give my nope like, nah. I know what you just did there.
I put a little too much mustard on it.
Yes, mustard. Like, nope. Like you made it. You said nope. Like,
so did you text it to him or did you say it to him?
I texted it to him.
So that's why I did that, because if you don't have context, you can read some attitude into the text.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to win for losing on that, because if I say no,
yeah,
that's going to be too finite, and you guys will whine about that.
So you almost, in that context, and with Verz, I'm guessing, you know him better than I do, you probably have to give the explanation in the immediate text.
Okay. You're not about to Draymond Green me.
What? You want to get technical?
I'm not. I'm not some angry black man.
No, that's not it.
No,
that's not it. I didn't go roots on you this morning. Like, I didn't go angry black man on you.
Why did he go there last night?
Draymond?
Yeah.
I think he's just
bored?
Pissed off that Steph's not there. He's like, "You left me with these bums? Have you seen? Did you watch that offense?"
Wow. Yeah.
They had first of all, they didn't score for a hot minute. And then they had 5 points with like 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That team is so inept without Steph Curry
It's like 19.5 and you wanted to change the channel?
I
take.
19.5, and I'm just like, what are we even doing here? If you want to, like, at that point, I think if Minnesota had gone to Kerr and been like, hey, merci rule, he'd have been like, yeah, we're cool here. We're good. I don't want to have to trot out lacrosse star Pat Spencer anymore. I don't want to have to trot out porn star Pat Spencer anymore. I don't want to have to trot out Dodge Ram driving Pat Spencer anymore.
It's awful tough this morning.
I'm just
the adult.
the only guy
reference?
the only guy.
Why did he get the adult?
Because of the stash. Because of the porn stash.
That's pretty aggressive.
He's giving Tom Selleck a run for his money there.
Oh, that was America's heartthrob.
Sure. I don't know. I only know old Tom Selleck.
Yeah, that I'm telling you.
Still?
Like, when Magnum PI was
Sure.
Yeah, he's the detective. Isn't he like a blue blood now or something? He's got a show still.
He's got the cop. He's like the old cop.
He looks the same.
Mostly, you know. I think my earliest run-in with Tom Selleck was when he did Monica's boyfriend on Friends. Like, that was my earliest.
Yeah, I think Selleck. I was probably out on Friends by then.
Probably. That was like late 90s.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck.
I'd moved on.
I saw some reruns of Magnum PI.
That was my sister's
your
show. No.
Friends?
No. Oh my gosh. Didn't I just say Magnum PI was my sister's show?
I just asked Magnum PI and then you said no.
You didn't,
but you didn't, or did you say nope?
I'm a highly educated athlete. I'm not angry. I'm tired of the narrative.
I used to skip 6th grade recess and go home and watch Magnum PI.
You could just walk home?
Yeah. Like,
was that
why was Magnum PI on in the daytime?
It was on at noon.
The reruns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? What, did you have a thing for his car? Did you like TC's mustache? What?
Nah,
the helicopter, the glasses? What was it?
Yeah, the car was cool.
I believe Selleck is spelled with an S in that context.
You wouldn't know this, but he had a black friend, and his name was TC.
Oh.
Get to the chopper.
Did they show that on like BET or something?
What?
No?
His name was Theodore Calvin.
It actually was.
Yes.
Theodore.
It actually was.
Quite the name.
That's well done, Shane. Did you just have that in the old little mini Rolodex over there?
I went home and watched it every day.
Yeah, TC drove
like a year.
The helicopter.
Not like TC Williams High School. Remember the Titans?
No, but that is. There's an actor, TC. I think is it Terrence Cannon? He played on
Terrence Crawford.
Coincidentally, the show that everybody said was stolen for the Friends plot, Living Single. Is it Living Single? I've talked about this like about 3 months.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that's on there, his name is TC.
I'm unfamiliar. I haven't caught up on Living.
I know it's a lot of minorities this morning for you.
No,
it's a few too many.
I talked about Draymond.
I did, but
I was about to talk about Jonathan Kuminga being the only one excited that Steph was out. He's like, "It's my time to shine, baby."
Dude, he's a whack.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I needed a minute to decide if I was going to use the H word there. Sports hate.
Awful surly this morning.
Well, listen, a lot of my teams are doing stupid stuff. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan right now.
Well, who else is at least Golden State has an excuse.
Yeah, it's because Curry's hurt. But also, it just reminds me how much of a dumbass that front office has been for the last decade, basically. Decade strong. 6 years. 6 years. Because without Jimmy Butler, and then you look at the rest of that roster, and they're like, yeah, we really thought Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Brandon Podzinski, so it's an M, not an N, Podzimski, my bad.
Yeah.
Got to show some respect to my Santa Clara brethren. And I said Jonathan Kuminga, and who else is he? And Pat Spencer, and Gary Payton II, and Quentin Post.
It's a really good pickup. That's a heck of a roster.
If in the G League, they would dominate.
You sold your soul to the proverbial devil to win your championship.
No,
with Bob
that's
and those
not
guys
what happened.
To move into the new arena, and now you wanted to pad.
That's not what happened.
You're in position now to be able to go spend some money next year.
That's not what happened.
It is what happened.
No, they did not sell their soul for the championship.
Yeah, you did. You paid out of the
No.
wazoo for your luxury tax?
No.
Au contraire, mon frere.
That's not what happened.
It is what happened.
What happened
Do you
was
know what you paid in luxury tax?
No.
No.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to give credit to this penny pinching, over-egoed organization who said, you know what? We're so goddamn smart that we can not only continue to win championships with.
I was using the Lord's name in vain necessary.
I apologize. We just got a new pope yesterday. We're so dadgum smart. That's for you. That we can not only continue.
That was a black smoke thing, right?
White smoke was yesterday. Black smoke's when they haven't decided yet. White smoke is like we made a decision.
Of course. Makes sense.
I didn't make the rules. They started doing these conclaves in like 1200. They may not have been super
Black bad, white good.
They may not have been super progressive on the race policies back then. Still have not had an African pope, but this is also our first American pope. So
we've had a bishop.
Yeah, you got a couple bishops.
Who's you? They're not me. What do you mean? Yeah, you got a couple.
You said
of bishops.
We got a bishop, and then I can't say you got a bishop.
No.
Like, what do you want me to do there? What do you want me to do there? You set me up for failure.
No, I didn't. I wanted you to say Desmond Tutu.
There's a lot of black bishops now. There are.
I'm over you.
There are a lot of black bishops.
I understand.
What do you want me to do? I didn't say you got a lot of black bishops now because you slapped my hand for that. Even though you went we. You go we and I can't go you. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh, boy.
But the front office thought they were so dadgum smart that they're like, hey, we're going to keep winning championships with Steph and Dre, and then we're going to do galaxy brain this thing and pretend like we're the Spurs and can build multiple cores at the same time. Guess what? That's worked once ever in the history of the NBA. You probably can't replicate it because you're not as smart as they are or as they were or as lucky for that matter. Let's not pretend like luck wasn't a part of it too. Like if they knew Manu Ginobili was Manu Ginobili, they probably don't wait till 57 to pick him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They probably don't wait that long. If they knew Tony Parker was Tony Parker, I mean, I guess that was their first pick. They got him at 29.
Did you get a good night's sleep? What other team is doing stupid stuff? The Red Sox?
Yeah, because Rafael Devers is being a dickhole over here. He's acting like switching from third base to DH.
He told you in the offseason this was going to be a problem.
Yeah, and then
nobody listened.
And I thought he was a jerk in the offseason too.
Nobody listened. Hey, he's being a what again?
A Richard hole. A donut hole.
That needs an explanation, but I'm going to let it ride.
Which part?
You're a dick.
That's unnecessary.
Was that Verz?
Yeah. I mean, you could just assume most of them are Verz or Sautter, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I fucking show up.
What? So who, like, hang on.
Okay. We need a minute.
Oh, all right.
I think they can still hear us.
I didn't know what that was.
Well, it's like
it's not in the normal.
I know.
Mexican.
I combined some words there.
Yeah.
But I mean, anatomically, it makes sense.
Okay.
You know.
Whatever works.
Well, there's a hole there where the urine,
no, I understand. Yep. I understand. You're in second place. Like,
no, I understand that. But then I got this guy over here who you paid. Like, he already made his money. Like, you paid him his money.
And it's guaranteed.
Like, he is getting that money.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, what is his problem? He thinks it's going to make him look like, is he just an ego thing? He doesn't get embarrassed?
Probably.
They're not going to make him look like Scott Hatterberg out there. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's playing good baseball in that division anyway. You're fine.
Like, every time they went out to the World Series, David Ortiz trotted his terrible fielding ass out there and still did his thing. Taking one for the team.
You want a little A-Rod and Jeter?
I want him to just be like, hey, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to
You want
hit.
him to be a professional?
Yeah. Be a team guy. Be a professional. Hey, I'm getting paid to hit. Wherever you need to put me to hit, that's fine. It's not like they're sticking. And listen, he gave this analogy. He's like, they already asked me to switch positions once. Going to DH isn't really switching positions, bud. It's taking something away.
Although I would think playing first base, contrary to popular belief, it's got to be fairly difficult.
I get that, but he's like, I'm not even going to try.
I don't know.
He's acting like switching from third base to DH was like this big imposition.
Oh, man.
You know what they said? They said, hey, we're only going to ask you to do half of your job. We're still going to pay you all the money, though. That's what asking to be switched to DH is.
Yeah, but I don't think pros look at it like that unless there's nothing else you feel like you can contribute.
Apparently, he doesn't feel like he can contribute at first base.
Well, as he said, I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there. In spring training, they talked to me and basically told me to put away my glove, and I wasn't going to play another position other than DH. Right now, I don't think it would be an appropriate decision by them to ask me to play another position.
They're not asking him to catch. They're not asking him to be like, hey.
He's letting you know
that he's about him.
And he's mad
that they asked him to play DH.
Yep.
He's mad that they signed Alex Bregman, who's better than him, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to have to move off of him.
Yeah, and
he's not going to help.
Thank God they chose Rafael Devers over Mookie Betts. Like, that's a terrific decision. Mookie Betts, who, like, the Dodgers are like, hey, can you play second base again? He's like, no problem, guys. I got you. Hey,
or short or right field.
You're
or
a center fielder.
Field.
Can you play right instead? Yeah, I got you. Hey, can you go bowl 300 in our fundraiser? Yeah, I got you.
This dude.
But instead, we're like, no. Which, again, I'm not the smallest guy in the world, so I'm not trying to fat shame here.
OPS is?
I'm not trying to
fat. He's like 998.
Yeah, he's better than Rafael Devers. And we haven't heard peep out of Alex Bregman. He's like, hey, can I have a day off? I just had a kid. They're like, yeah, that's fine. It's cool. Don't worry about it. And not the smallest guy in the world, although shout out to Midlands Family Urgent Care. They're helping me out here with the compounded stuff from the FDA. But not trying to fat shame. But we're paying fat ball players again with Rafael Devers.
I like your insulin bracelet.
That's a different thing, but it's fine. See,
I was just trying to.
It says dependent, so that one's not optional.
You're incredible.
It's ridiculous.
But we're paying fat ball players again.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I don't really know if we want to pay Vlad Guerrero. I don't know if we want to do that. I don't know if we like Rafael Devers isn't exactly the pinnacle of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to give me some Pablo Sandoval vibes there with got a little chubby cheeks going on there with my Kung Fu Panda guy.
By the way, that was Zoe's movie of choice this morning.
I've heard that one's okay. I haven't seen it.
Red Panda?
No, Kung Fu Panda.
No, this is Red Panda.
That's a different thing. Wait.
So
is that the halftime show, Red Panda?
It's about this little girl who's managing her emotions, and she turns into this
like a little rage machine.
I'm not getting into that because I feel like that's out of my area of expertise.
Oh,
a lot of innuendos and whatever.
Like going through a certain part of her life.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fine.
And it's not even called Red Panda. It's something else.
I'm just saying, like, no, we're not gonna pay Xavier Bogaerts. Like, that's a bad idea. We're not gonna pay Mookie Betts. We're gonna pay anybody.
Although I'm still not sure. Like, if you ask the fathers, I'm not sure if they're like
they probably wouldn't. I don't know if they'd redo that.
If they're tickled.
But I'm just saying they don't pay anybody. They don't pay anybody.
Yeah.
Except David Price for some ungodly reason. And then they're like, nope, Devers, that's the guy. That's the one. It's not like the other guys weren't homegrown because they were. I don't know if you remember this. Mookie Betts came up with the Red Sox. It was really nice. I enjoyed that. We had a good time together.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, my teams are being stupid. I'm not thrilled about it.
I need Bogaerts to stay right where he is.
And
right at about 240.
Steph Curry is just out here. He's not going to be back in a week.
I think he will.
I don't think he will.
Why?
Because he's a 37-year-old with a hamstring pull. I'm a 37-year-old. I can barely walk some mornings. Now, I get that we are not in the same level of fitness. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the difference between when I was
the movie's called Turning Red.
25.
That's it. Google it.
And 30. It sounds like communist propaganda.
Terrence accused me of being racist. Why is Red Panda racist? It's a panda, and it's well, maybe it's not a panda. It's like a giant something.
It's like a little fuzzy thing.
Well, okay, we're doing this because
Red Panda's the name.
I
name
feel
of the halftime act, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the correlation he's making because of her
I don't think that's racist. Now, there's a different color you can put with Panda that would be
in the
racist.
movie that
the Panda is red or the child is Asian.
A lot is going on here.
I'm just trying to get.
You're not about to get me.
No, I'm just trying to get some clarification on what's going on here.
So that's the thing. That there's a little girl that turns into this.
So that does look like a red panda.
I mean, that's why I said it.
No, like there's an actual animal named red pandas, and that's kind of what they look like.
And I would like to show you the mom, but she is apparently not on here. But this is also one of the children. See her?
What am I trying to? On the right there?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to intimate from that? She's wearing purple.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to buckle up, right? I mean, we got Sautter, we got Verghese. Do we have anybody to stem the tide?
We got
TV?
We got Tim Verghese at 8.
Okay,
he might be able to help us out a little bit.
It's a lot of a great. I feel like you're like the Indian anti-Draymond. You are angry.
Wait, Draymond's not angry?
He's not going to let you paint him in that corner.
I mean, he doesn't. He kind of paints himself in the corner with all the like smacking people in the face.
Cricky said, "If it was a black panda, would it be racist?" No,
that's Black Panther, not Panda. It's a different movie.
It's because it was in Africa. That place isn't even real.
Wakanda forever.
I think we need to turn the AC down. Do I look a little peaked, a little flush?
No, you look great. I think you look good this morning.
No fudge. I don't know.
Although apparently Westside doesn't wear Under Armour anymore, and I made that mistake, so that's my bad.
Yeah, this is old.
Are you like Nike guys or what? Adidas?
Yeah, we're Adidas.
Okay.
All in on Adidas.
So does he have to like cover up the?
So this
logo?
is probably 6 or 7 years old.
Can they wear whatever shoes they want?
I mean, yes and no.
They have to like cover it up.
Kinda.
Is he gonna like rock like you and put the tape on his shoes, then draw the Nike logo on there?
That was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore. I don't know why you're bringing up old stuff. So I was a little defiant. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I think you were a lot defiant back then.
Are you kidding me?
It's a good timing there.
Yeah. It's well played.
On a scale okay. So peak defiantness is what, age like 20?
Peak defiance? For
you.
Oh my goodness.
Not like a general societal defiance.
Peak.
Like when were you your most defiant?
I would say middle school had a stretch.
Okay. So a little earlier?
I kind of chilled. I had a couple of bad episodes in high school.
Then we had some moments in college.
We had a few in college. Peak defiance was probably, I don't know, 06 to 09. Maybe.
Okay, so a little later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was peak defiance.
So like late 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was peak.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, what was your peak defiance?
It was an 8.
Okay, so pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm not like mischaracterizing.
This is a long time ago. Though.
I'm just saying.
Like, do you not know my emotional swings?
Well,
I'm just saying to characterize you as defiant is not inappropriate.
Not anymore. I'm very.
You've regulated.
And I've almost overcompensated.
Probably, I would say that.
Yeah. Although,
like
you still have to kind of be in the mix for me to be cool too. I'm not gonna probably just.
I feel like it's hard to get in the door.
Yeah, it's very hard.
But once you're in the door, you get a lot of leeway.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yes. Do we need to ask the analytic boys when you're peaked at defiance?
I don't know. He came in with jokes this morning.
We might. I don't know if they measure defiance on their athletic scale yet, but that might be a.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So that he sent me these deals yesterday to kind of further get into. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with data points.
Yeah.
They should have had those guys do the CAT testing for the Omaha camp yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty
Rules
busy.
camp?
Yeah.
Where was he at? Norris?
Norris.
Yeah, out at Norris.
Great setup.
How'd that go?
I only heard about it.
Yeah.
I try. So here's the thing. I try not to overdo that presence stuff.
Sure.
I don't have to show up at everything.
I didn't know if you were asked to show up or.
Nah, you don't need me. You got plenty
you
of other.
were-
You got plenty of other brothers.
I mean, you're there for kids, so I thought maybe you
you were gonna say something slick, weren't you?
No, I was trying to decide how to put it. You're advocate for kids playing, youth sports here in Omaha.
100%.
I thought maybe that would be it was overlapping interests, so I thought you might be there. That's all.
Prick Ravi's a funny dude.
Just
the condescending, snarky, this is.
I just thought you might be there. I don't
know.
know.
More bad sports teams nights. This is fantastic.
No.
Try being a Steelers fan and reading about or hearing about or watching your team be on every television show, and you might not even be the third best team in your division.
You yesterday said you were going to win your division.
No, I said that to you because that's how I feel.
Okay.
They don't feel like that. I just listened to a guy say this is the worst roster in the Tomlin era, which is also
well, not anymore because you got Alan Lazard, baby.
That was not real. I don't. You know what?
What happened?
You're gonna project your misery on me. It's not happening. I'm putting on my force field.
You got to put up the shields.
Yes.
You ready to go?
My women's shower clean degree, antiperspirant will protect me.
I'm not gonna make you sweat today.
No,
we'll do our best.
No, you're exactly right.
No, you tried. T Mac tried. Crecky tried. Nope. Today I'm Team Teflon. I will not let Vrzal get to me today.
Okay. We got 2 hours
for you to get under my skin and then have me in prime position to be ambushed by an idiot.
You're dang right.
Contrary to popular belief, I don't purposefully get under your skin. I'm very good at it naturally, but it's not an effort. I don't think the Warriors purposely put together a bad roster.
Well, let you tell it.
I think naturally they're just very good at being bad at their jobs.
Yeah.
I think it's an innate quality that they have to not be able to make good basketball decisions. And, in one way it's impressive.
Are we back on this?
It's one way it's impressive to be that bad at your job and not be doing it intentionally to sabotage something. That's the miraculous thing.
Do you want them to bring Bob back?
No, I don't necessarily. No, because Bob did a lot of this damage. Bob was the one that's like, no, guys, I got this great idea. What if we draft Jordan Poole and then we take all these lottery picks that we somehow have, even though we've won championships, and not do anything at all with them? How does that sound? That sound great?
Yeah. It sounds fantastic.
You know why the Lakers had their run in the 80s? Because they had Magic fall in their lap. We got this pick. Isn't that great? We shouldn't have this pick. It's from somebody else. This is the best. Let's go win a decade. And the Warriors had almost the exact same thing happen. They got the 2 instead of the 1, but then they also had a 7 and a 14. And they're like, you know what would be really, really funny? Let's make this as hard as possible for Steph to win anymore ever. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah. Shane, can I ask you something real quick? And I know it's on late, but have you adopted a team now that your Avs are out? Are you going to ride with Edmonton?
I haven't adopted a team yet. Maybe the Maple Leafs. Maybe.
Why?
I don't like Golden State, or not Golden State. I don't like
the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I don't like the Golden Knights. I don't like the Dallas Stars. I hate the Dallas Stars.
Yeah. I wouldn't like anybody to beat my head in either.
There's a lot of teams there. I don't like Florida.
I hate the Dallas Stars.
I don't like Florida. There's a lot of teams in there that I just don't like. So I haven't really decided yet. And it usually, when in all honesty, when the Avs lose,
You're done?
I'm not out, but I'm kind of out for a series. So I'm used to them losing in the first round. So I'll be back in it here in a few days.
I'm not even afforded that luxury.
Yeah.
No, because if I'm out every time my teams lose, I wouldn't cover sports. Outside of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
It takes me.
Which you don't even like that much.
It takes me 4 or 5 days to get over it.
Much is true.
4
or 5 days.
A week or something. Literally, it does.
There's nothing funnier to me, and I've brought this up before.
Yes.
That you dislike so much of the teams that you like.
Why would that entertain? Why is that funny to you?
Because it's ironic. Most people will sort of try and talk themselves into like a guy or whatever, but your teams just go out and they get great players, and you're like, I don't like any of them. On Shohei, on LeBron.
I'm not out on
Luka.
Shohei. I don't like him as much as everybody else does.
I'm
definitely out on Luka. I'm definitely out on LeBron. I could come around on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, that's the one.
But I don't like right now I'm out.
Until he signs the piece of paper.
Yeah. But it's fine though. I've had an off again, on again thing with Aaron for 20 years.
You've gone back and forth.
So
yeah,
that's not new.
No, I just think it's funny. I've never met somebody that dislikes so many of the pieces of their favorite teams.
Yeah, it took me a while. I hated Shaq. I didn't like.
You didn't like Kobe at first.
Not right away.
Yeah.
No, I certainly didn't like Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
So I mean, it happens.
You don't like pretty much any of the running backs you've had.
No,
in Pittsburgh.
And I was watching all these Franco Harris highlights yesterday.
You don't really like Franco Harris either.
He wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he was okay.
He's fine.
I'm like,
you don't like Terry Bradshaw?
I used to love Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And he started saying a bunch of dumb stuff, and I'm like, I don't know.
You don't like Lynn Swann?
He's just overrated. I'm sure he'd be fine over dinner. He's highly overrated.
Just only defensive guys for you.
Pretty much. Love the defensive guys. Love the defensive guys.
It's a little funny.
There's a lot of North Carolina guys I hate.
Yeah.
One of them can't get out of the news.
Which one's that?
McCants.
Oh yeah.
He's certifiable.
You don't like
and by
McCants.
the way, I know we got to take a break
at some point.
Why did the Arenas and Critton thing,
Javaris Critton thing?
Why is it back?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that it's back.
So there's like a documentary now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's all over. And apparently JC was crazy.
Yeah, he's in prison.
Yeah, I know.
For murder.
Yeah, I know.
That's not like run-of-the-mill prison. That's like big boy prison.
And that's like Gil's boy now. Like they chop it up while he's in the joint.
Yeah. Javaris is a one-time Laker.
Well aware. First round draft pick for the Lakers. After playing 1 year in the ACC.
Yeah.
I think he's like a 14-6 guy too. It wasn't even mind-numbing.
No, they just like the traits they projected.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was a 14-6 guy too.
The funniest thing is I heard this interview with Gilbert Arenas recently, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't even regret bringing the guns in the locker room." And I was like, "Maybe."
Yeah, he just was trying it.
I was like, "Maybe you should." Like,
no, seriously.
Maybe you should regret that.
You got it. It is fascinating.
Yeah. I'll have to watch the documentary.
And Andre Blatch and these guys are in the locker room. They're like, "Are these dudes serious?"
Just imagine imagine if you're Pat Spencer in that locker room, lacrosse player from Northwestern. You think he might?
But why is Pat just catching strays? Because you're mad at Golden State.
Because he is not a functional NBA player.
Wow.
He dribbles the ball up the court and looks like, man, I just can't do it. He looks like he should be playing professional lacrosse. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
I'm just
How
saying.
in that?
I don't know, Tim.
Lacrosse player Pat Spencer from Northwestern does not look like he would have been real comfortable in a Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Critton locker room.
Todd, I'm on TK Fetch. What? That's not true. I am a big Mel Blount guy.
Okay.
I don't buy it. No, Mel Blount was a gift. So I have a Tony Dungy book. I've got a Mel Blount book. I don't have a lot of books on athletes.
I used to get a lot of them when I was a kid, like when I was younger.
Was this pre or post we got into your reading habits the other day and you got mad at me?
No, I didn't get mad at you. Just there's a lot of stuff to read that isn't books. You know what I mean?
Right. The internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. I don't know if you've seen. It's a ton of information.
See, just not necessary. Like you can't help yourself.
Really
You're like,
can't.
You know what? I think just being a Richard is just it's
sort of my default setting.
It's crazy. How can somebody naturally be obnoxious?
I'm gonna point.
Says the guy who gets under people's skin.
I'm gonna point to almost every one of your friends that I've met.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So it's not just a me thing.
I'll give you that. There are some characteristics.
Yeah, there's some common denominators.
You know who you have to hang around that would chill you out?
Who?
Dumas.
I like Dumas.
Troy is a very chill dude.
Yeah. Or have I met Dumas? Was he at your birthday?
Nope.
Okay, then I didn't meet Dumas.
Other black guy, that would be Tony Phelan.
There's a lot of black guys at your birthday party.
Wow.
There were.
We're out here. What, three or four? Is that 3 or 4 too many? You missed like Dwayne and Tommy and those guys.
I did. I missed the front end of it because I was there a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm just
We're not getting into that.
just small spaces,
Small doses, more like is what you want.
No,
to say.
you got a lot of ex-football players in a room. It takes up space. Big guys,
Right.
large frames. That's all.
Shane, I'm gonna need some. No, we're not getting him hyped today. We're gonna simmer
Gotta
you
keep
down.
watering the bamboo.
Donna Summer.
Yes, until we get to Tim Verghese and talk recruiting, because Nebraska apparently
They're doing some work.
is good at this thing.
Well, allegedly. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to Tim coming up next. They've been getting a ton of offers out and a ton of interest, visits, the whole thing coming up here at 8 o'clock. As DB mentioned, we've got Mike Sautter at 9 and Matt Vrzal at 9:45, which I can only imagine what the show will be by then. We'll see. That's DB. I'm Ravi.
I
Lulla.
can only imagine.
Shane's over there. He's laughed a lot this morning.
I know he's getting a kick out of the level of uncomfortable.
I appreciate that. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Yeah, number one, probably keep my head on my shoulders, just with moving and everything. But it's actually been great for myself. We had 2 weeks of workouts leading up to this week, which is a dead week. Finals going on next week. So number one, I've just been trying to really get to know the guys that have been here. I've always thought that number one, your players, your most important people within the program, and I've always stuck to that. So really trying to get to know the guys over the last couple weeks in the program, and doing whatever I can. If it's stepping into workouts, helping Nate out with workouts, and I just trying to go full head of steam with that. It's kind of different for me because the last 3 to 4 programs that I've been a part of have been takeovers. So this has been established. Obviously, they got their recruiting done within the portal when they're in March here. I know we're still trying to finish up a potential roster spot, but as far as from a recruiting standpoint, I've hit the ground running with a lot of 26s and 27s.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
That's why baseball's the best sport in the world. They're never out of it. They got to throw the ball over the plate. They have to give you a chance to swing the bat, and you get to put runs together like that at the end, put up a 3 spot, and get the tying run to third base. And sometimes you come up short, like we learned this past weekend. And sometimes you catch that run and you get to either play some free baseball in the extras or end up running away with it. Just continue to fight, and we're on the really end of our season, the home stretch here with the last 3 games against Michigan, and just eager and willing to come out here and just give it everything we have these last 3 games. So the resilience is everything.
sauce, no pico, give me that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you keep those eyes focused and straight ahead, just like we do on the show lineup every day. We're just go right down that thing. We stay focused on it. That's how you need to be on the road, except for a lot better than that. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office with some ad-libs by yours truly. DB.
Yes. Yes.
We get any clarity on the
no, but T-Mac is trying to get me in trouble.
Red Panda situation?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I Googled on Wiki. I'm not far off.
Yep.
The young lady's name was Mei Lee.
Okay.
Her parents were Ming and Jen. Jen.
I mean, Jen doesn't give us a lot.
J-I-N.
Oh, Jin.
Oh, that's what I said.
I heard Jen.
Jen.
Like Jen.
Jen.
Jin.
Jen.
Like Jin.
Knock it off.
It's a little different.
Jen. Okay. Are you not hearing that?
I'm really not. Every time you're saying,
I want to punch you right in the face. Jen.
Yeah, it sounds like an eat of me.
What are you hearing?
Jen.
That I didn't say Jen. I said Jen.
Yeah. I feel like we've got a Pam or Pan situation going on here.
Hey, I'm tripping. I'm sliding.
Have you seen Step Brothers?
No, but you act like you got a significant amount of baby batter in your ear. Why can't you hear?
Got these headphones on. It's hard.
Do better. Okay.
Literally, when you read it off air, I still thought you said Jen.
Jen. J-I-N.
It's not getting any better.
God, I told myself, see, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me
clean it up. Woosah. Clear the mechanism.
I have to be.
Breathe it in. Breathe it out.
Yes. My man Red, he said his Vrzal always angry. No, I wouldn't call that being angry. I think that's just his disposition.
Yeah.
He's not angry though.
No, I think he comes off as surly.
Yeah.
I think your shit together.
That much is very true.
I think that's the term I would use.
Every week, I'm hoping that the Cubs are playing well, so he has something to cheer about.
So Rico's riding with me.
What?
He goes, "You are 100% saying Jen, Damon."
Rico's just gaslighting. That's what Rico's good at.
He's not Austin.
No, he's the worst.
I
don't understand.
DJ Stover says, hearing Jen. Hunter says, to be honest, I heard Jen. Justin says, definitely Jen.
They're piling on.
You got JG riding with you, though. It's okay, DB. I hear Jen.
Yeah, he's back in good graces.
We're at like 5-1, though. It's not like a great.
They're rolling.
Are you ready to mercy rule this thing yet? Can I ask? Hey, we're 5-1 in the first. You want to call this thing? You want to keep playing?
No.
Okay. He wants to keep playing. That's fine.
You guys just gonna pile on?
He wants to keep playing. It's cool.
It's fine.
I think we should leave it up to the coaches. If they want to keep playing, let them play.
Play on.
Play on, player.
I need Golden State to win in the worst way. That's what I need to have.
Or I need like a $300 million player that is only there to hit. Like, man, go play first base a little bit.
Oh man, my man JV is back. He's certifiable. So batten down the old hatches. Just logging in through Facebook. Did you see the stream numbers the other day?
Yeah, they were aggressive.
Fudge. I feel like we need to be more responsible.
I feel like people listen because we're not responsible.
I'm extremely responsible.
Like maybe in real life, but not from 7 to 10.
Very insightful and lots of information.
There is a lot of information, but it is.
I mean, we're out here, right?
The fun part about this show is.
See? Now, this is my guy, and he's on me. He said DB orders a gin and tonic. First of all, I'm out. See, that's my dude too. So nope. Not doing this. Nope.
Big fan of the '90s band, the Gen Blossoms.
Not good. I'm telling you. All right.
Clear the mechanism.
I'm trying, man. It's getting kind of hectic.
I'm trying to help you build competitive stamina.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm here to help, DB.
No, you're not.
I'm here to help.
I think we need to turn the AC down. I'm starting to get fidgety, which lets me know that the fuse is like slowly burning. A gin and tonic. I don't even like gin. Okay, I'm out.
It's true. You've had some bad gin experiences.
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
So is that you don't like the flavor, or you don't like the results? Or both?
Both now.
Okay.
I can't even smell it.
Yeah. You just, it smells like regret. That's on Shane. I didn't do that. I don't have control of the.
Doesn't that come from Canada? Oh, that's whiskey. Never mind.
There's lots. Gin comes from a lot of places. Mostly England, though. It's a very English drink, which is ironic that they named it Bombay Sapphire because they stole that from India too. So it's not surprising. Ironically, Indian Pale Ale, also an English drink. Indians famously not pale. Nor big drinkers of ale, if I, more of a mango lassi type of people.
I'm gonna go. So I'll take the bait. I will.
Okay.
What is the preference
for Indian people?
Yeah.
Not so a lot of Indian people don't drink that much alcohol. For the ones that do, not a real beer drinking people.
Mm-hmm.
I think the liquors are pretty varied, but I don't see a lot of Indians drinking beer.
Wow.
Now, to be fair, I don't hang out with a lot of Indians. Just nothing wrong with it. It just they don't happen to run in my social circles.
Right.
Millard North didn't get an infusion of Indian folks until after I left. When word got out about that IB program, they're like, "Oh, give me some of them sweet, sweet academics."
Gonna really need Golden State to win.
But before that, it was just me and Shiva Parbu just out there.
Who?
Shiva Parbu. He was one of the best tennis players in Nebraska State history.
Shiva, like the breed of dog?
No, that's Shiba.
Oh.
Shiva with a V.
Oh.
Like
Jen.
Nope. No V's in gin. Or Jen.
Gin.
And tonic.
Next.
No, he was one of the best tennis players. 4-time state champion. Played at Notre Dame. Was on the pro tour on doubles for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a good tennis player.
I missed that.
Yeah. You probably weren't like super dialed into early 2000s high school tennis.
No.
That you may have missed. Like, I'm glad I finally found one thing that is not in the Rolodex.
Yeah. Mid 2000s high school tennis is
just outside the realm.
Yep, just missed it.
If I went wrestling, you'd probably have it. If I went baseball, I know you have it.
Yeah.
Football, I know you've got it. Softball, I'd guess you do. Basketball for sure.
Yeah.
Probably volleyball. I think tennis maybe was the only thing I had. Tennis was the only.
I thought you were talking about a pup.
No, that's just Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
But that does sound, and it got a similar cadence to Shiva Parbu. Shiva Parbu, Shiba Inu.
You're going too fast. I can barely get Jen and Jen right.
Shiva.
No, I understand now, Ravi.
Named after the Indian god.
Golly, man.
Shiva, the destroyer of worlds. It's not as menacing as it sounds.
I thought that was She-Ra.
Nope. That's some comic book shit, Shane. Different from a very large world religion.
It's some comic book what?
Some comic book stuff.
You're bad. Oh, I don't think he meant anything by that.
I don't either. Hey, listen, buddy.
She-Ra. By the
spelled different.
Oh man, by the power of Grayskull.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh. Okay.
You have Shiva, the destroyer of worlds, and you have Shiva Parbu, the destroyer of high school tennis.
And it just so happens we're going to talk to Tim next.
What does that have to do with anything? Tim definitely knows some Shivas. I guarantee it.
Oh.
Has to. Cool.
Yes.
Just keep it Simadonna. Donna Summer.
Need to get that thing on about 64.
That's TV. I'm Ravi Lulla. We got Tim Verghese coming up next from inside Nebraska here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centris Federal Credit Union's First Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Taylor, congratulations on being a national champ.
Yeah, thank you.
The first homegrown Husker since 2000 to accomplish that. Just how much does that honor mean to you?
It's honestly, it's awesome. I didn't think when I won, I obviously had the goals of winning a national title, but winning it and being the one from Omaha is just, it's sick to be that guy, you know, being the hometown hero. So. Yeah,
Would the younger intro ever believe that?
Nah, definitely not. If you'd have told me I was going to win a national title and Gable Stevenson was going to lose the same tournament, I would have been like, nah, you're crazy. But it was awesome.
When did the love for wrestling begin for you? What's your earliest memory?
I would say it honestly, because I love football, so I would say like my freshman, sophomore year of high school is when I was like, yeah, I'm going to take this thing pretty far, you know. And then I kind of moved my focus from football in the summertime to wrestling. I was wrestling every day, and then yeah, I started to love it, you know.
Off the stage too. Was that planned or what?
No.
What went down?
Yeah, they started playing my walkout song. I was walking off, Pretty Boy Swag, so I was just dancing a little bit, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you get to embrace your family and your sister. How much have they meant to you and your journey?
A lot. You know, my dad was my first wrestling coach. My mom was full-time taxi driver, driving us from this sport to here to there, and my sister, she actually wrestled for a little bit because we'd be going all over the country, going to all these wrestling tournaments. She was like, if I'm going to keep having to go to these, like, I'm going to do something. So she started wrestling for a little bit, but it was cool getting to have him be there again and walking off the stage with a W this time.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by hopefully someone that can save the show this morning. That's Tim Verghese inside Nebraska. What's up, Tim?
Hey, how you doing? Not a whole lot of pressure on me, I guess, this morning, huh?
It's his own fault.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
don't bail the ding dong out.
Look at it this way: is you can't ruin the show because it's already off the rails. Right? So your only options are you got thrown into this mess, or you turn it around.
Oh,
it's a win-win.
I don't even know how we got here, but I find myself saying that all too frequently now. It started with a guy being in a bad mood because his teams aren't playing very well, and it has been out of control since.
I might have spiraled a little bit, yeah.
I mean, if the Red Sox would just – they're in second place. You're
There's
mad about
under
one
500.
guy. It's fine. Nobody's won more than 5 out of their last 10 in that division.
I'm just saying.
TV, are you a baseball guy?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, it's weird. Like, I grew up, like, going to Astros games and rooting for them. And then, obviously we had the success we had. And, for me, it's just I really tune in the playoffs. And then it's like hockey for me. I really lock in for the playoffs. But outside of that, I'm pretty just kind of casual.
What's your next favorite sport other than football?
Soccer, basketball, I would say.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh, who's your soccer team?
Oh, here we go.
Soccer team was PSG for a long time, and then I decided to adopt an EPL team, so I adopted Tottenham.
Ooh, okay.
So do you like the EPL philosophy? Is that what it was?
No, it was just kind of I had friends that were like all Premier League fans, and I was like, I need something here. I need something to be invested in.
It's also way easier to watch. Like,
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah. There's a schedule, like it's a lot easier to just like keep up and all of that. Like with PSG, it was always like I was an Ibra guy and I was a big Neymar guy, and so it was just convenient. Ibra left and then Neymar came in, and so it just kind of worked out for me.
Oh, what is it about Neymar?
Oh, he's so cool. I mean, I was just I was like 8, 9 years old, like 10
I
years
get
old, watching him at the World Cup, and I was like, come on, yeah.
I get it.
You just seem like the coolest guy.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah, like I mean, to this day, he's still like one of the coolest like sports athletes of my lifetime.
Other than football. Yes,
Well,
other than different.
Yeah. You got football and then you got football. Yeah, it's a little different.
Like Jen and Jen.
It's a different thing.
It is. Whatever.
Wait, so who's your basketball team?
Basketball team, I've never really had one. I just kind of watched basketball.
So Astros and no Rockets. So the Astros is like one of the few teams other than the Giants that I actually hate. It is. And it's new. There aren't a lot of new, like post my childhood teams that I have grown like a disdain for. But the Astros is in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, if you're not an Astros fan, I would hate the like if I wasn't an Astros fan, I'd hate the Astros. Like I get it, but yeah, for me it was just always like I can't get like regardless of what people say about that championship, like I'll always give them that because the city really needed that coming off of Hurricane Harvey. Like I was in the city during that time. I was a senior in high school. Like I remember what we were going through. We really needed that, and so I mean, they're always going to be heroes to like the city of Houston.
Like the 09 Saints.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a similar.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, similar dynamic there. Listen, I get it with the cheating scandals because I'm pretty sure there were like needles sticking out of the Red Sox in 2004 when they won the championship, and I'm cool.
I watched these TikToks the other day of guys stealing signs from second base, and I'm like, okay, so where are we drawing the line? Because as a baseball guy, I know that there are
it's like ingrained in the fabric of baseball. Yeah.
So am I really mad about tapping on trash cans and stuff like that? I don't know. But I hate
my thing was
if it wasn't at the Dodgers' expense, it would have been fine. Like the Red Sox, the Red Sox beat their brains in. They were the better team.
Yeah.
The Astros bugs me a little bit.
Yeah, which is fair. And like for me, I was always just like at the end of the day, you still have to hit the ball. Like you still have to make contact. You still have to hit the ball, And so I was always of that of like, yeah, you can everyone finds their little advantages, and I know the Astros obviously went a little far with theirs, but at the same time, it's like, hey, what can you do?
Hey, talk to me about Tay Ellis. I mean, they were just there, right? We saw the pictures all over the internet, and next thing you know, and just the next month, man, he's here in June. He's been huge for Nebraska with what's happening in June.
Yeah, I mean, June's going to be big. I mean, June's going to be a month where it feels like every day we're going to have something to talk about. Like our Friday shows that month are going to be loaded with how much there's going to be to talk about. But with Tay, it's kind of just moved since the Trey Taylor commitment. Taylor's commitment caught his attention, and he's been pretty interested in Nebraska since. Those two have met up before on the 7-on-7 trail, have made a couple of visits together in the past as well. And so now Nebraska's really pushing hard, but Nebraska's been in this recruitment, I think, longer than people realize. They offered back in Jan 2024. It was Gary McGuire at the time. There's been some like regular communication. It's obviously a lot more steady now. It's a lot more, consistent now. But yeah, he's a guy that we have him as a top 5 slot receiver. He's electric and like plays, bigger than his frame a little bit. Had a really productive sophomore season, and like, yeah, I think he's a playmaker. You're starting to see what D'Keil Shores is looking for from those inside receivers versus those outside receivers. Like those outside receivers, he's looking for big bodies outside. Obviously, you've got the Ryan Mosleys and the Nayland Scotts and even a Jaden Warren, or those are the type of guys he's looking for on the outside. But on the inside, you've got, in this cycle 26, you've got Nasir Rankin, a shifty slot guy that can play inside and out, that has multi-sport athleticism. Now you've got Tay here in this 27 class. Another guy, super shifty, can break in and out of routes and can do some stuff downfield as well, and has some outside versatility if he needs to. That's kind of what they're looking for now. Like, I'm interested to see how that visit continues to play out, especially as they add more to their offer list.
Tim, I don't want to derail the conversation here, but you mentioned something there that we've been talking about a lot this week with multi-sport athletes, and I'm curious, with the different places you've been and seen coaches and how they evaluate guys as they're recruiting these prospects, how much does that, if any, go into different coaches' philosophy when they're looking at athletic upside and sort of potential in an athlete?
I mean, it's important. Like I think at this point, most Power 4 programs are looking for the multi-sport athleticism like background. Like they prioritize that. You'll find a lot of times athletes that maybe lack production will find a boost in recruitment, off their like multi-sport athleticism. A good example in this 26 class, like the 4-star tight end Luke Sorensen, Nebraska's going to get him on campus either this month or later next month for an official visit. But he's the one that he's got like a judo background. He's played some soccer. He's got like a couple different like sports in that background. Valdin Sone, the 4-star defensive tackle thereafter. He's from Sweden originally and plays somewhat lesser competition out there in Virginia. But he competed really well at the All-American Bowl. He's got a background in martial arts. He's also played some soccer, and you can see that kind of the way he moves around at his size at 6'5", 320. Just the way he's able to move around is clearly just a guy with some soccer in his background. And so, yeah, that's something that at the Power 4 level, a lot of schools are looking for. And I mean, I'll say, like with Jace Reynolds, like part of the reason Nebraska was so comfortable offering and then taking him was, one, he showed up to camp and competed, but two, multi-sport athleticism. He had that. He showed the competitive ability. And we talk so much about competitive stamina, more than just the fact that it showcases athleticism. Having that multi-sport background shows you're a competitor, shows, you're willing to do what it takes, and shows that you're not just limited to one sport. You're not just doing, football because your friends are doing football. You're competing in sports because you're an athlete and you're competitive.
That's interesting too, because I haven't heard really Servite on the national radar since I go back to the original Weeback with Derek Brown coming out of Servite and La Habra. I'm just thinking to myself, the private school, the small sectors, the classes, how else are you marketing yourself if it isn't through versatility sometimes with a lot of these guys? And I think it's cool, Tim, to have these guys start to embrace doing a lot more things, like to kind of showcase what they're capable of on a bigger scale.
Oh yeah, and I mean down in Texas, it's been something that a lot of coaching staffs have been pushing to their players on beyond just running football, like run track. And what's been really cool to see is we're seeing all these rising 27 and 28 like offensive and defensive linemen being like, I'm running track. Look at what the times I'm putting up. And it's like nothing crazy. Like, I mean, I saw a D lineman that put up like a sophomore D lineman that put up like a 12 something. And it's still like, hey, for his size, that's really impressive. And yeah, you're not going to win any meets. And you're maybe not be running varsity either, but it's helpful for everybody. I mean, think about Duncanville, the program down in Texas, the powerhouse program that's produced so many, just like so many Power Four athletes over the years. They have all of their football players compete in track over the offseason. Every single one of them. It doesn't matter if they're varsity, it doesn't matter if they're JV. They have every single football player compete in track because it's helpful for them, and they've seen like they've noticed like significant improvement in guys year in and year out just by running track over the offseason.
Tim, I mean, it felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it felt like we did go through a period where specialization or kind of narrowing down on one sport was sort of the fad. So you could get guys sort of developed earlier, get them on people's radars earlier, and kind of get those offers. Was that a real thing, or was that sort of just my perception?
No, it very much was, and it felt like just like not a blip necessarily, but it was kind of just part of that trend of like, okay, well, back when that trend first started of hey, 7th and 8th graders are getting offered, and all like you remember David Sills? Remember when that story broke like way back in the day? I was a kid when that broke, but David Sills getting that offer. I feel like it was around that time where people were also like, okay, we need to start specializing. We need to start focusing these kids at a very young age in a specific sport. And I'm glad we're past that now because, yeah, I mean, one, just doing football, specifically football, just doing football from a young age isn't exactly beneficial. Like you have to do other things. Like if I was hypothetically raising a kid and, was like trying to, make them the best athlete possible, they're like playing flag football, but they're not touching contact football till at least like 7th or 8th grade. And they're also doing swimming. They're doing tennis. They're doing soccer. They're doing all these different things. Like swimming helps with muscle development without putting a whole lot of harm on the body. Tennis helps with change of directions and ankles. So does soccer. Basketball helps with some of the short area movement ability. Helps with hand-eye coordination. Baseball does the same thing. I'm putting you in as many sports as I can as a young kid. And then as you get older, it's like, okay, now you have this multi-sport athletic background. We're going to help you specialize once you get to, later in high school.
TV, I don't often retweet or like a lot of places coaches visit. Occasionally I will when it piques my interest. I had to get TB, though, with Terry being down in Raleigh. Rashad Streets is a guy that I like a ton. They need an
good player.
That he's super explosive. I like his tape. I think Nebraska's got a good chance just because he's relatively new on the scene after this season. What do you think about Millbrook's finest in Rashad Streets?
Yeah, that recruitment has exploded this offseason, and for good reason. I mean, you look at the stats from his sophomore year; it's remarkable. I mean, someone commented on our board was like, was he playing middle schoolers? Because it's 120
the 26
tackles.
and a half stacks is a little alarming
for like a 15 or 16-year-old. It's incredible. But yeah, he's one that it's going to be. I think with all of those guys from the Southeast in general, especially Southeast edge and trench talent, it's always going to be tough to pull them away from the SEC and the Clemsons and North Carolinas and the schools closer to home. But I think Nebraska's going to get a very real look. He was pretty excited about the offer, the tradition, and I mean, I kind of noted it in our Timbits yesterday and on the board, but Terry Braden, this is his first real week on the road. But I mean, we saw his personality this spring at Nebraska. This guy's having an impression on the road, just like the little moments he's getting.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, like these little moments he's getting with coaching staffs and players. He's making a big impression, and these guys are like, I'm really excited to get back on the phone with that guy. I'm really excited to go up to Lincoln and meet him. And Streets is one of them. So I think Nebraska's going to be able to get him on campus and. I think they're going to get a very real shot here. It's just ultimately going to be, can they pull him out of the Southeast? And I think it's way too early in that recruitment to tell for sure.
The interesting thing with Terry, Coach B, is, I think a lot of times people think, NFL going right to college. And the ability to relate. But man, he's a kid, a high school guy at heart anyway. So I don't think the transition it's been pretty seamless for him just because of how he thinks of young people, right? I mean, that's just kind of who he is as a person.
Yeah, and you listen to his philosophy even on coaching D line and his emphasis on the fundamentals. Like this feels like, college is not where he should have been the whole time, but it's where he kind of belongs. Kind of, he feels a lot right at home here. And it's no surprise really that he's kind of picked up recruiting as well as he had. I mean, like I kind of noted it after the spring, and Damon, you can tell me if you disagree. I don't think there was a culture shift necessarily in the D line room. But those guys are a lot closer now than they were like at the start of spring, even before Braden was here.
So that's pretty astute. What I'll say is this is why I think, see, T. Knighton was so good relationally, but like there were his guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just tell it felt like he was closer to some.
Sure.
Than others, and it wasn't intentional. I mean, clearly,
like him and
James Williams
had a
was a
different
thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a different kind of relationship. I think with Coach B, he's so fresh with a blank slate, he doesn't have any of the pre-existing knowledge. So it's just like I think that's what you're seeing. I don't know if there's anything intentional from T. Knighton, but I do think
it's just different dynamic.
Having a fresh perspective of everybody has really brought this room together. I would agree with that, TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they would kind of operate closer to like what we hear so much about the offensive line. Watching them at the spring game, like everyone moves together, and it was like the new additions too. It's Williams and Renari, moving with the guys. It's Gabe Moore, moving with the guys. Like they all feel like one group, and I thought that was really cool. And on top of that, like I think Riley Van Poppel and Cam Leonard really stepping up as leaders in that room, really kind of attached at the hip right now.
Yeah, Van Pop does a lot of the right things off the field, too. So he's an easy guy to follow just because of his personal life.
For sure.
Tim, I know we talked last week kind of about the Trey Taylor impact and having that long runway to peer recruit and get some guys on campus. We've seen Nebraska be really busy this week, both with offers, get visits in, things like that. How much of that, in your mind, is sort of I know we talked about Tay Ellis as sort of a correlation to Trey Taylor. How much of some of that other activity do you think is related to that for kind of renewed interest in Nebraska, and how much of it kind of would have happened anyway?
I think most of this would have happened anyway. The coaching staff didn't really hit the road in April. This is their first week hitting the road post spring and getting out, seeing some new offers. I mean, they turned this spring, between the end of basically the end of the football season through like Feb, they really turned their 26 board around. That also led to some changes to the 27 board, and so that's what you're seeing as a result is some new offers going out, some shuffling, of where things stand
in Mount Carmel, like right in Trey's backyard with Claude.
Right, exactly, and so it's
tackle.
Right. And the lucky thing with Nebraska and Puma is Nebraska was actually early there. He's just kind of steadily gone from like, okay, this is the guy on our board to, okay, this is a guy on the guy on our board, And I think Puma's one of the more talented offensive tackles in this cycle. I think he's going to end up in that 5-star territory, like close to it. I think he's going to end up as one of the top tackles in the country when it's all said and done, because people just need to go out and see him. Like I know some have already. Our Greg Smith went out and saw him last fall. People just need to go out and see him. He's every bit of like 6'7", 6'8", 300 pounds, super athletic, big frame, has a basketball background, like does everything you're really looking for at the O-line. It just lacks experience at this point, but you really like the game tape that he's put up through one season.
He's about at the cutoff too for height.
So I was just going to ask that, like, because
they get a lot of feedback from the NFL, man, and it's just hard being that tall.
When you're talking about a guy 6'7", 6'8", that's
but his basketball background does help.
It does, but when he's not out of high school yet, I go, okay, because that's what that was kind of the issue with Teddy. Like Teddy Baraska came in basically at the top of where you want him at, like sort of 6'8". And then he kind of kept growing. And you go, okay, I start getting a little uncomfortable here. Like when you're watching these guys, Tim, do you have sort of that cutoff on the upper end where you go, I really don't want this guy to get much taller, otherwise we might have some problems with sort of like bend and dip and trying to get into those positions he has to?
Yeah, I specifically at the tackle, edge, and wide receiver because you see those guys that are like big wide receivers that are eventually like, okay, I'm just going to move inside to tight end, or even those big tight ends that are like, yeah, but those are the positions where I'm like, okay, you're getting a little too big. Quarterback's one of those too sometimes where like if I see a quarterback that's like 6'5" when he's young, I'm like, all right, let's not go over 6'7", just stay there, don't move, you know.
Yeah.
But but no, tackle is one of those for sure where like I need you around 6'7", 6'8" max. Like if it's any bigger than that, I've got some concerns. Like and Teddy, seeing Teddy's development and growth, because like I was just lucky enough that I was able to go when I was an intern, go see Teddy in high school and see what that looked like then versus what it looks like now. Teddy's being a big learning lesson for me, and you know we'll still see how his career progresses. I'm not writing him off by any means, but just the injuries he's dealt with and the way his career's kind of progressed, that's been a big learning lesson for me about super big tackles.
Yeah, it's just really challenging at when you get to that size. I mean, even if you took the injuries out of it, when you get to 6'10", it's just really challenging to get into the positions you need to be in.
Right, it's a leverage game, and it's just tough to get the leverage you need at that size. So yeah, I mean that's where I'm at kind of with it. But I mean, you've seen some big tackles succeed, and ultimately, when you do get guys that big, you're looking for like movement ability and movement patterns. And I think the encouraging thing with Mpuma is the soccer background, and he's relatively football young. He's only got one true year of football experience under his belt. And I also say from a growth standpoint, it sounds like he tapered off like around sophomore year. Like he hasn't really grown a whole lot. He's kind of just expanded out wide and grown taller over the last 2 years or so at this point.
Hey, Tim, I'm watching all this tape and I'm trying to understand the differences between, track speed and football speed. And Jaden Warren obviously comes to mind, just because his times are really, really good. I don't know if I always see him play like that in football, which is fine. I mean, it's part of the process. I'm just making the distinction. When you're looking at the track times and how he plays, what kind of correlation are you making with Jaden Warren?
It just in general with Warren and others, like I'm just trying to see, does it show up? Is there any point on tape where I see you're able to separate and I'm like, oh, that's for sure a guy. And I think back to when we first talked about Jaden Warren, it was a bit of a like kind of easy layup comp, but you see the similar thing on both of these guys' tape. Matthew Golden as well. Matthew Golden doesn't look 4.29 on tape every single snap, Yeah.
And I brought that. I remember, and I'm a Golden guy. I'm a huge Golden guy, but I did say like he's not a blow the top off. At least in Texas, where they always got vertical anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that would play to Golden strengths. He does not look like a 4.29 guy on tape.
Seems like he plays in the 4.4s.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Right.
So I get it. I mean, that makes sense
and that's the thing with Warren. Like he doesn't look like he's like 10.4. I think he's even got a 10.3 on his PR in the 100-meter. I don't necessarily see that on tape, but he's plenty fast. I mean, we saw him at the All-American Combine, and he's separating so easily. I think the in-person eval with me helped with Warren, just seeing him running routes and separating from DBs at the second level with ease. Like if you're able to, for me, it's on like these posts and these digs and these routes where you're breaking off the route. If you're able to create separation without a whole lot of fancy footwork and you're just able to just clear just by running faster than the guy, that tells me a good bit. And especially if I know the guy opposite you is also a pretty fast guy, it gives me good context that like, okay, the track speed is like real and it translates.
Tim, out of all the activity we saw from Nebraska over the past week especially, was there anything, whether it's a visit or an offer or interest or anything that kind of raised your ears a little bit, like got the antenna going, that made you think, oh, that's interesting?
I think where Donovan Raiola's choosing to spend his time, a lot of Arizona, a lot of Utah.
With like Waterman and those guys, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Arizona, a lot of Utah. I'm expecting him to probably stop through Idaho to go see Telvin Obad, maybe even Jax Tanner, but I think they're running out of it with Jax Tanner. But that just where he's choosing to spend his time is really interesting because this is an important class for the offensive line. And yeah, I mean, the tackle targets right now are Kelvin Obot and Claude Mpuma. And behind that, it's kind of just, out there. Colin Campbell out of Arizona is a 3-star guy that I think is going to end up a 4-star. That's a riser Nebraska likes. I think they're working to get him back for an OV. But that's like, I think it's interesting because he's also expanded the offer list both in Arizona and Utah. He's really trying to build that pipeline out in Utah. They have Matali Benjamin. I guess that's another one in 26 class, 3-star out there that they're working. They already have coming into town for an OV. They're working to land him. And in that 27 class, they've made a bunch of new offers. But this has been a multi-year thing with Raiola trying to build this Utah connection. Last cycle, they were able to add Brian Tapu from there. They obviously had a commitment for a while from the tight end. Why am I blank? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but the tight end out of Utah for a bit. And so Utah's something they're really working on. I think that's been interesting to me. The other one is Dakiel Shores is like not really like picking an area necessarily. He's just kind of flying around and offering receivers as he sees fit. Like he's out in Vegas. He was out in, out the East Coast, was out in Florida for a bit, was in Texas making the rounds. Like he's just kind of picking and choosing who he's offered. It's very clear he's got a vision for what he wants at receiver and who he wants at receiver. He's not casting a big board and kind of letting these guys come to Nebraska and figure it out, on the job. It's like, okay, I want this guy. I'm going to go offer this guy.
What do you think Nebraska has to show Smith on the 13th when he comes, considering Dvorak was just down in Little Rock?
Yeah, just show him. Like, I think that's a really interesting recruitment for me. Have you watched his tape? I love that kid.
So he's slight, right? I think what they ask him to do, but if he's a true 6'1", I could see him growing. Like he has some. He's just a good natural football player. Corey Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love him. And that's just a recruitment.
Unfortunately, so does Oklahoma. So
yeah, Oklahoma loves him. Arkansas loves him. That's where that recruitment's at right now. Oklahoma really likes him, and Oklahoma's tradition at the linebacker position always resonates with guys. I mean, we talked about it with Christian Jones last cycle and how hard they made that decision for Christian Jones, just because from Venables down, it's a linebacker based defense and a linebacker focused coaching staff. With Smith, Nebraska just has to impress, and I think they have the ability to do that. I'm not really worried about the first impression on campus with Nebraska anymore. I think the facilities speak for themselves. I think this coaching staff does a really good job of building relationships. Ultimately, can that one and done visit be enough for him? I don't know, because he's been to Oklahoma a couple times. He's been to Arkansas a couple times. He's going to go back to both of those guys for OVs. So that's where I'm a little hesitant.
K-State?
I'm sorry?
You know where he is with K-State? Because I know they like him.
I know they like him, but that's where I don't know if I necessarily get a read that K-State is like a true player here, because I think the draw of the SEC and the Big Ten is real there, or at least right now the SEC.
Interesting. Tim, great stuff as always. Appreciate the time, and we look forward to more Tim bits and more talks next week.
Yes, sir. Talk next week. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, TV.
That's Tim Verghese inside Nebraska.
He can run. Yeah, go check him out.
Corey Smith.
He's interesting.
Yeah, I haven't watched his tape yet.
He's a little slight guy, but because I wouldn't guess he's 200.
Yeah,
he can run. He's a runner. He's a runner hitter.
There you go. That is great stuff from Tim Verghese as always. Coming up next, we'll have more Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla.
Yeah, number one, probably keep my head on my shoulders just with moving and everything. But it's actually been great for myself. We had 2 weeks of workouts leading up to this week, which is a dead week. Finals going on next week. So number one, I've just been trying to really get to know the guys that have been here. I've always thought that, number one, your players are your most important people within the program. And I've always stuck to that. So really trying to get to know the guys over the last couple weeks in the program and doing whatever I can, if it's stepping into workouts, helping Nate out with workouts, and I just trying to go full head of steam with that. It's kind of different for me because the last 3 to 4 programs that I've been a part of have been takeovers. So this has been established. Obviously, they got their recruiting done within the portal when they're in March here. I know we're still trying to finish a potential roster spot, but as far as from a recruiting standpoint, I've hit the ground running with a lot of 26s and 27s.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
That's why baseball's the best sport in the world. They're never out of it. They got to throw the ball over the plate. They have to give you a chance to swing the bat, and you get to put runs together like that at the end, put up a 3 spot, and get the tying run to third base. And sometimes you come up short, like we learned this past weekend. And sometimes you catch that run, and you get to either play some free baseball in the extras or end up running away with it. Just continue to fight, and we're on the really end of our season, the home stretch here with the last 3 games against Michigan, and just eager and willing to come out here and just give it everything we have these last 3 games. So the resilience is everything.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you, you've probably heard a lot about home equity lines of credit, home equity loans. Maybe you don't know exactly what you can do there. Whether you're looking to do a little remodel, update a kitchen or a bathroom, maybe you just need a little extra cash to go on that dream vacation. Here's how it works. You can access some of the equity you've built up in your home with either a line of credit or a loan. And Centris Federal Credit Union can help you out there. They're federally insured by NCOA and an equal housing lender. Go check them out, centrisfcu.org, to talk to their experts about what this means for you and how you can access your home, the equity in your home. That's centrisfcu.org. DB.
What do you want?
You like that? You like Smith a lot. You like the way he runs.
I do. And I'm surprised being down there in like Little Rock, he's not getting more run from.
It seems to be a place that usually gets attention.
Texas.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Texas is clearly
powerful player.
They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
No, they might get their head beat in the opener. But I don't know. I could have sworn Texas wasn't supposed to make a good transition to the SEC.
So what they told me.
And they seem squarely positioned.
Yeah, they seem fine.
To be just fine.
They seem like they're doing all right.
Like that was a thing, right?
And Oklahoma did struggle. Like Oklahoma is
like Texas. I'm not making that up.
No, I think both. I think everyone thought that both Texas and Oklahoma would get a little bit of a comeuppance when it was.
And they haven't. Now they're still bad in hoops.
Yeah, they struggle.
But They've established their pecking order in volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Really good in football,
baseball,
and fantastic in baseball. I think they're fine.
I think Texas might be okay. I think a lot of it with Texas, at least for me,
we might owe Sark an apology.
So that's what I was going to say. A lot of it for me was Sarkisian.
You might have to owe him an apology.
Well, I don't know him personally, so probably not going to reach out. But I think a lot of the hesitation for me was Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah.
Where you just kind of look at him, you go, okay, the track record's not, it's okay. It's not great. Hasn't really had huge success as a head coach. He turned around a bad Washington program at the time, got a little help there. Didn't do great obviously had some issues at USC, but then it's just assistant jobs, right? Yeah. You're looking at going to Coach Saban rehab school for wayward head coaches. And
I think they got a great schedule.
Texas?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at them.
I mean, you open with Ohio State, and I get it, but you're breaking in a first-year quarterback.
Yeah.
First-year starter, right?
So you have a chance.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, I do think Arch is overrated.
You have been a stalwart on the
I do
out
think,
on Arch.
I just don't see it.
Think it's a last name thing?
I think you're going to have to throw the ball better.
Okay.
I think you're going to have to be much more accurate. But
you weren't in love with Quinn Ewers, though, either.
Oh, well, and that's proven to be.
No, I agree, but I'm just, the question isn't, I don't think the question is Arch as good as everyone thinks he is? It's, can he be at least as good as Quinn Ewers?
Yeah. Now you go to the Swamp.
Yep.
Which, again, I'm out on Lagway. So, and I'm saying that now without, I'm not even taking a wait and see approach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out on Lagway.
Okay.
And I'll give the apology later. I'm not, if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eat the crow, cold, warm, whatever. Out on Lagway. You got to go to Georgia, but then you get, you close. You got Arkansas at home,
A&M at home.
You got A&M at home,
Oklahoma.
They have it's a good schedule for a team that opens with the Ohio State.
It's not bad. Like it
is very manageable
for the way that we talk about some of these SEC schedules. I don't look at that and go, oh, it's a gauntlet.
Yeah,
that seems pretty manageable. It certainly wasn't Florida's schedule last year.
Now that August 30th game, though, I mean,
yeah, that one they're gonna have to be on it.
Gonna have some fellas.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be on that one.
I wonder if I'm gonna be right or wrong. Do you remember the player on Ohio State that I didn't give pushback to, but I would always try to explain context, and I think people thought I was speaking Portuguese.
It wasn't Jeremiah Smith, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because you were talking about how they kind of schemed him open, and like he's not just running by people and some miscommunication.
I want to just fast forward.
Yeah.
Because I hear all these national guys talk about Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I personally, and I said this last year, I liked Ryan Williams better as a receiver. You're talking about the two freshman receivers from last year. I was more impressed.
And he will be force fed to us. And it's not his fault.
Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams?
Smith.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. But I'm just color me. I've stored that one in the old closet, and I will revisit. I had guys shoot through this show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he'd be an All-Pro tomorrow, or he's Sunday guy today, and I'm like, guys, no, he's not.
We had a lot of people say that he could start for X, Y, and Z team tomorrow.
No, just watch it.
Yeah.
We still got he's got a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receivers coach. His dudes produce.
Hartline's as good as it gets.
But I just really, really good. Just not sure.
He's what everybody talked about.
Yeah. Which is hard because he is held in.
Yeah, the regard is
high.
And again, not his fault.
High.
Right. He is like and
I know you used to get mad at me, and I'm not going to rehash him or relitigate it.
Yeah.
But that was my thing about Frost. I'm like, the expectations you guys put on him, it's not right. He's not it just was going to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had a little bit of a soft spot because it was what we thought he was going to be capable of being, not what I don't think it's very realistic. Now he was unbelievably
bad,
not good.
Bad. It's like it was bad.
So, but. That's why I always kind of had the soft spot.
That's where I struggle with the Frost.
I didn't think he should have made the bad hire list.
So Well, again, it wasn't a bad hire. It was a very bad result.
Yeah.
Right? My issue with Frost was, I agree with you, the expectations of like savior of the program and stuff like that was a lot and unnecessary. But
he's just not built for that.
Well, I don't think anybody who doesn't know him had any way of knowing that really, right? But here's where I had a problem.
I don't know, man. Just very few were willing to say it out loud.
Okay. I mean, maybe.
I got hammered for it, right? Got the whole Lawrence thing thrown in my face. I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like, I talked to this dude. Like,
yeah,
okay, like that didn't ruffle that.
But you do know him better than most.
Yeah.
Right. So like, my point is, you probably have insight there about how his personality is and what he's equipped to handle versus most people.
And you know what? It's what I've always said about Lincoln. You have to be built a certain way.
Yeah, we talked about it with some of the recruits.
You have to be built a certain way to handle the city of Lincoln.
Yeah.
To handle the platform known as the University of Nebraska and thrive in this state.
And you've talked about it with other coaches too, about it being Disneyland and
yeah.
gets a little on top of you. And
yeah,
like
we've
as much as I defend Mike Riley, he did feel a little like, oh shucksy, look at all this stuff I've got.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and again, he gets a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
He also made that list, but he handled what came with Lincoln
better
than any of them.
Yeah.
He did.
He really did. Better than Bo, for sure. I mean, you're right. Better than any of them.
It's like, I watched this thing unfold. It ate Callahan up. It ate Bo up.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, it ate Frost up.
It consumed Frost. It didn't get
It's not like Solich loved it.
It didn't. And it wore on him.
Yeah.
It did not get Riley.
Yeah.
It did not get Riley.
I will say the thing that bothered me, and we don't have to relitigate this, but the thing that bothered me with Frost wasn't necessarily not living up to expectations. It was not even getting to like the bare minimum, right? It was so much worse than anyone could have even imagined. And also sort of the way it happened.
Yeah, not you guys. People just didn't like his personality.
Yeah, the way.
So you pit it against the results, and it's like we're doubly down. I understand it.
And I think some of the reasons, and you're probably right, because of his personality, it probably never would have worked out the way the highest expectations were kind of expected to. But I think there is a reason why it failed so spectacularly, and some of that's on him. And that's where I get kind of bent out of shape about the Frost thing. If he had turned into basically Pelini 2.0, that wouldn't have met expectations, but I would have been fine with that. And I think if he had handled some of the other things better that were within his control, that was on the table.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I get upset with it.
So the only reason that even remotely came up is because with a guy like Manning or
Jeremiah
Smith.
Yeah.
I just don't think – I think the expectations are too lofty. And I hear you, T-Mac. Arch is better than yours. We'll see.
So that's the question, right?
Like we'll see. You guys were in the championship game. We'll see.
Yeah.
Texas, to get Texas back to where they've been the last couple of years, I mean, take a lot of things for granted.
Yeah.
Now you have one of the best edge rushers in the country. Your running back room will be healthier. But, I mean, Texas was pretty good last year.
Yeah, they were.
I said that all year.
Yeah.
And for everything Ewers wasn't, somehow they managed to function in crunch time. And sure, I get the pedigree thing, Todd, but yeah, well, color me curious.
Yeah,
color me curious.
My question isn't, like I said, is Arch as good as people think he is? Is he as good as Ewers, or is he a little bit better than Ewers? Because that'll make a big difference. But you bring up a good point as well. He could be better than Ewers, and if the rest of Texas isn't better, it's still not going to get the results you want.
Yeah, and, you know, Ewers made a lot of plays when he had to.
He was. Yeah, he did. We don't
just
know if that's in Arch yet. We just haven't seen it.
I mean, go back and watch the second half against Washington 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, some of that was his first half play.
Yeah.
But Sark didn't do him any favors either, though, with play calling.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to play to your quarterback's strengths.
I do think sometimes Sark either thought Ewers was more capable than he was, or didn't understand his limitations well enough.
One of those guys, again, you get this with super high-level thinkers, which clearly Sark is.
Yeah.
They have a when it doesn't work, they don't have a tendency to ask why.
Mm-hmm.
Smart people just assume they know the why.
Yeah.
He's the type of person to say, now how come this isn't working?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to you probably need to revisit the why.
Yeah.
But again, smart people typically assume they know the why.
Yeah, and that can be a little bit dangerous for them,
especially
sometimes.
real time. I coach with a lot of guys. You see a lot of guys that are very good, really good PowerPoint guys, or schematically, you can install a game plan, and then all of a sudden the game happens.
Mm-hmm. It gets away from being hurt.
And it's the guys that can process with what's going on real time and adjust that are oftentimes the guys that we talk about in terms of the coaching pantheon. A lot of guys are good Monday through Friday without any real live ammo.
Yeah.
Because the guys across from you have dry erase boards too.
Yeah, the whiteboard part's the easy part of the job, right? Yeah.
I mean, there's a particular coverage we love to play, and this was Millard South 3 years ago, and they had beaters for it because we played it a ton. And I remember those first 3 series, it was like, we probably do this all day.
Probably do something else.
They probably could do this all day.
Yeah.
And, just the ability to have to scramble and to make something up and just to hold water until we could get to halftime. Like, those are the things that I enjoyed doing. And it's not I don't even mean to make that a me thing. My point in saying that is sometimes as coaches, if you're good at it, you never ask about why you're not getting the end result with the right question.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple things.
I think Sark should have looked at that offense and been like, listen, I know I like my shot plays. This is not a shot guy.
Yeah.
I think anytime that thing was in the air more than 20 yards, like, there's no way they're catching that. And maybe that's why Golden didn't look fast. I don't know.
He's always waiting on stuff.
But they take their shots.
I do wonder, I think a lot of times with really smart people in professions like coaching where there's a good amount of ego, I do think sometimes there's a very fine line in between like doubling down on what conceptually works versus bailing on, hey, we're not able to execute this right now.
We've seen a lot of guys really good the first 10, 15 plays of a game, right?
And we're like, oh, what happened?
And then the actual game breaks out.
Like, you get away from the script. You're like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it with the Boston Celtics earlier this week, right? Where you go, hey, conceptually, what they've done has worked all year.
Yeah.
What they've done worked last year to win a title. And then you get in the moment, you go, hey, obviously they're not executing at a level that's making this work right now. Part of that's probably the Knicks. Part of it's probably the Celtics. What do you do when, hey, this is how we got here. This is what we're good at. This is what's worked. When all of a sudden you're not executing that? Is that in game 2, they doubled down, right? We're going to take 40 more threes and see what happens. And it didn't work. In game 3, do you turn around and say, hey, maybe we need to adjust our approach a little bit? Or does the ego override you and say, no, this is what works. I know this works. We're going to keep going. Like, I think that's a real struggle with smart people in positions where you have to have some ego, is that struggle between doubling down and deciding when to adjust.
Well, remember, we didn't like Ant's response to the shooting thing, right? You know how many threes? Did you think they were going to shoot less threes last night?
No.
Yeah. They shot 37 of them.
Yeah.
They just happened to make 16.
And they happen to not have to deal with the best player on the other team.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right, though.
Philosophically, though, they doubled down.
Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah.
And Boston doubled down, and it
didn't work.
Got them in a 0-2 hole.
Yeah.
Right? Now, part of that, again, is the opponent. That's part of the reason it's tricky, right? Because they've got whiteboards, too. And, Tibbs is one of the better defensive coaches we've seen in the last quarter century, right? And since the turn of the century. And that's a guy that is probably more able to force you into some things in offense that you don't really love, as opposed to, say, a Steve Kerr, who's known more for his offensive stylings, right? Like, that's just there's a different dynamic there too. So maybe sometimes the right answer is to double down in a similar situation, but on the other way, it's like, hey, we probably need to do some things different.
Yeah. So it's just on the heels. My buddy just asked Raiola over Lagway. And that whole conversation, I know you had, I don't know if he heard your meltdown. over this.
He may not have.
Because that was a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
right?
it was at least a couple weeks ago, yeah.
And you went in on.
I don't understand the obsession.
Okay.
With Lagway.
So not to say that he's not.
Yeah, exactly. But they're putting him in a like a pantheon right now that doesn't make sense.
How much of those two guys' progress do you feel is based on the game plan that's predicated around them?
So
who's more connected to how the game is called?
That's an interesting question. I obviously don't pay as close of attention to Florida as I do to Nebraska. So I don't know that I have the same feel, but I think the assumption is Lagway is so physically gifted that he'll overcome whatever system he's in.
Yep.
Whereas
I think that's a very dangerous game to play.
Yeah, because nobody's more physically talented than Anthony Richardson, and that didn't matter.
And for as gifted as I think Dylan is, I still am excited. Part of why I'm excited is not just that alone. It's the partnership
with Dana.
Yeah. And I know that Dylan has to go first, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm really excited about the fact that, and I don't know if DJ is this or not. I genuinely don't. But I know for a fact that Dylan's going to know all the things he's supposed to know. Right? Like there is zero question about that in my mind. He is going to know every single thing he's supposed to know. I don't know if that's the case with DJ. It might be, it might not be. But the perception is he's so physically gifted that he'll just kind of make it work.
I think quietly, though, we kind of forget Florida was much better than we thought a year ago.
They were.
We were on Napier Fire Watch.
We were for a long time. And they had, I brought them up when you were talking about Texas's schedule. Florida had the toughest schedule in the country last year by a mile.
Yeah.
Like it was a killer. And they navigated it okay. They finished pretty strong. But you still look at Lagway's numbers and you go, like, that's not world-beating numbers, right? And we do this thing with hyper-gifted, not just quarterbacks, but athletes in general, but especially at quarterback, where we sit there and we go, oh, the tools will win out. It's way worse in college, but we see it in the NFL too. There's a reason Jalen Milroe got drafted where he did. Is Jalen Milroe on production and what we saw a third-round quarterback?
I mean, the easy answer is no. I have to probably think about it. I do think he's better than we give him credit for watching him play. I'm not going to say single-handedly. That offensive line was just okay a year ago.
Sure.
And I didn't love how they ran the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll say no.
Like, let's say if we think Jalen Milroe runs a 4.8 40, we're not taking him where he got taken, right?
I struggle with that, though, because I think physical attributes matter.
They do matter, right?
They matter.
They definitely do. But we make assumptions about super talented or super physically gifted people.
Well, he's got a huge arm.
Yeah.
He's got a great frame. He can run. I mean.
But here's my question then, right? If all those things are true, and they are, then.
Well, he can't play catch yet. That's the thing.
There we go. Is the results.
Can I teach you to play catch? We'll see.
That's the question, right? If all those things are true in the NFL, they were true in college also. I'd like the results to be a little bit better.
No, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I sit here and I go.
But as long as Josh Allen continues to flourish, you're going to get this.
I know, and he is probably he's probably the reason a lot of teams are going to fail on their quarterback draft picks.
Yeah, but you've been on this, though, pre-Josh Allen and certainly post.
Yeah.
You just don't like rolling the dice on quarterbacks.
I don't like rolling the dice on guys that have shown me they can't play the position. That's where I struggle. And yes, you're going to have every once in a while, you're going to have a Josh Allen. But for every Josh Allen, you're going to have 100 guys that you draft because of their tools and their traits. And you're like, oh, if I can get him to do X, Y, Z.
God, you know what, though? Like, it was kind of your anti-argument, though, with Shedeur. And it was kind of making me mad because I'm like, all right, we may not love the elite level physicality, but there's a lot of other things that allow him to function at a pretty good level that we probably should pay attention to. And we did, and we weren't willing to give him that benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I'm
And I'm not here honking for Shedeur. Don't get me
I'm not
wrong.
either, but I was here saying it's crazy that he fell to where he did. And before the draft, I was like, I don't really understand this knock that he's this terrible athlete. Like, I get he's not Jalen Milroe, but he moves around pretty well. Like, he's not a statue back there by any means, because if he was, he would have gotten killed behind that Colorado line the last 2 years.
Don't matter to me.
And so I would rather, like,
that is gonna forever kill me.
This is kind of my point, though. I would rather take a Shedeur who has produced at a high level and I think has good enough physical characteristics over a Jalen Milroe, who I look at and I'm betting on these physical characteristics turning into something they really haven't yet.
All right, so let's just take a couple of quarterbacks. Let's take Sam Leavitt and Cade Klubnik.
Okay.
Two guys that are getting a ton of burn for next year's draft.
Yeah.
What has either one of those guys shown you?
I mean, I think a lot of people like how Sam Leavitt looked with Dillingham last year.
What about Mateer from Oklahoma?
I'm not a huge Mateer guy.
It's just, I'm just telling you, you want a perfect one?
What's that?
How about Nussmeier?
Yeah. I get that. I'm not a huge Nussmeier guy either.
Yet.
I wasn't going into last year.
We're enamored with 13 and 11 and 2,500 yards in Lincoln. So the quarterback, and I say that to be objective.
Yeah.
There has to be some other traits that we're looking at other than data.
Here's the problem, though.
Does that make sense?
It does, but when I've got a Cade Klubnik and I've got a Sam Leavitt and I've got a Garrett Nussmeier and I've got a Drew Aller, I've got a lot more data points to fall back on. Like, there's a certain point, and I can't tell you exactly when it is, to be fair. But there's a certain point where I have to trust what the physical traits have resulted in over the physical traits themselves. I think we're still on the front end of that curve with a Dillon, and to be fair, with a DJ Lagway as well. I think we're on the back end of that curve on some other people that we're given the benefit of the doubt.
Do you even want me to get into Lenore Sellers?
I mean, that's who I thought you were going to say.
I mean,
that's what I thought you were going to say. When you said Garrett Nussmeier, I thought you were going to give me Lenore Sellers.
Quarterbacks will always get this.
I mean, it's the same thing. I'm very familiar with this. This is what happens in basketball.
They will always get this.
This is a basketball thing. You bet on traits, right? Like, this is the most.
But for whatever the reason, we don't like Drew Aller.
But I'm consistent in basketball. I don't like it when they bet on traits on guys that can't play either. Like, I have a really hard time, especially with guys that have been through it a couple years, to sit there and go, yeah, at some point it's magically going to click. Typically that's not how it works.
Quarterbacks don't get the benefit of the doubt, though, boss.
Yeah. And how many teams draft bad quarterbacks?
You're going to pull your hair out.
That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We'll have Mike Sautter next on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, number one, probably keep my head on my shoulders just with moving and everything. But it's actually been great for myself. We had 2 weeks of workouts leading up to this week, which is a dead week. Finals going on next week. So number one, I've just been trying to really get to know the guys that have been here. I've always thought that, number one, your players are your most important people within the program, and I've always stuck to that. So really trying to get to know the guys over the last couple weeks in the program, and doing whatever I can, if it's stepping into workouts, helping Nate out with workouts, and I just trying to go full head of steam with that. It's kind of different for me because the last 3 to 4 programs that I've been a part of have been takeovers. So this has been established. Obviously, they got their recruiting done within the portal in March here. I know we're still trying to finish up a potential roster spot, but as far as from a recruiting standpoint, I've hit the ground running with a lot of 26s and 27s.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Mike Sautter.
Yeah.
Mike Sautter.
Oh, man, you're going to put me on the spot.
Mike Sautter.
Kicking off hour number 3 here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We are joined now by Mike Sautter of Hurrdat Sports and NEBPreps. What's up, Mike?
Not much. Just
doing.
What'd you say?
Doing.
How am I doing?
What's wrong? Now, Ravi was struggling this earlier. Do you have anything in your ears that is impeding you from hearing at a normal level?
Fucking show up.
Wow.
No, I have my Omaha's trash basketball shirt on today.
Yeah, but okay, Shane, you didn't answer the question.
No, I think I'm all right. I was informed today that I was informed this morning that I guess I'm cooking for like my whole family today on the Blackstone. So I need some tips, Damon, Mr. Chef.
So you know the funny thing about that yesterday? So full disclosure, you guys, Sautter and I were talking on and off yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Blackstone came up. You sent me a video because I had to get rid of a little rust.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another errand to run. I needed some rabbit weed and something or another. So I was already going to Lowe's. And I got the goods. And I'm trying to clean. I'm waiting for this thing to heat up. I can't get this thing to click. It's just not igniting. I'm like, fudge, what is going on? So I took a couple of pictures and I sent it to Schaefer because Schaefer's like Mr. Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get to the bottom of it. So he finally calls me back like 10 minutes later. And he goes, because he had taken apart his gas valve, his cord, whatever. Do you know what my problem was? I had taken out the battery over the winter. Yeah. The igniter, and it didn't have a battery in it.
Yeah, you have to push. Yeah, you have to have a battery.
So I'm clicking the.
Dude, no, I'm gonna tell you a story. It'll make you feel better. Okay.
It's not that funny, to be honest. So I'm panicking. So I had everything laid out, didn't I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I couldn't get the thing to ignite, and I still had to season it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm panicking, and calmly, Shafe goes, "Hey, unscrew the little deal. Make sure you have a battery in there." I was like, "Fudge, battery in here." I put that joker in. That thing said, "Clunk, clunk, clunk." I said, "It's not making the clicking noise." Yeah, your boy just forgot to put the battery in. Awesome.
Food looked good though.
Man, it was incredible. Although I would not go cheap bacon.
No, yeah.
Do cheap bacon. I did cheap bacon. I'm not a cheap bacon guy, but I wasn't going to use it for anything else other than that because it's not like I'm going to put it in salads or something. I'm like, I'll just use the cheap bacon. So I wasn't really enamored with the bacon, but everything else, man, listen, it was incredible. Hunter's right. There is no cheap bacon anymore. This was $2.99.
Yeah, it's cheap bacon.
It was the limit of 3. And I'm like, perfect. This can go in something.
Yeah.
Like if I chop it up and I put it in the burgers. But no, I put it on the Blackstone. That thing shriveled up like Shane's.
Like Shane. Just
Shane. Just. Sorry, bud.
Just little guy Shane.
You hear what he called me?
No, it was verse.
Wow. I need to clean up your language this morning, Shane. Sorry, did you hear what Shane is on? Go ahead, Shane.
You're a dick.
Wow.
I know.
It's aggressive.
Hey.
Wow, Shane just dropping.
He's been horrible all morning, Jerome. horrid.
What got in his cornflakes?
Ravi.
No, I didn't say anything to Shane.
Well, early.
No.
Yeah, it was Ravi. Ravi's still mad about Golden State. So then he had everybody in a bad mood.
Bro.
Bro. That was bad.
I wasn't mean to Shane at all.
It just went on a heater. On a heater.
Like, I don't know. I'm enjoying the playoffs, but at the same time, I'm not. It's kind of weird. Like, you have really good games and good endings and stuff, but then you have just clunk. Like, that game last night was not fun.
No, I mean, Golden State doesn't even look like a functional basketball team.
Here we go.
Like, I don't even think, I'm not sure they'd be competitive in the G League with half of those guys.
But okay, the series is 1-1, and you went on the.
Yeah, but I mean, Steph's not coming back.
Not for this series.
Yeah, there's not going to be a next series without Steph. You see them play off last night, Sautter?
So are you?
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Yeah, it was bad.
Steph is not coming. Are you agreeing with Ding Dong over here, Sautter?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like he's never had a muscle issue like that before, so it might take him a minute.
He's not coming back to the series.
It might.
All right.
When's Graybeard gonna retire? That's what I want to know. I'm tired of that guy.
Draymond?
Yeah.
He wants you to know that he's not angry. He's intelligent. He's very smart.
Those aren't mutually exclusive. You can be smart and mad.
I don't think he's angry. Although that tech was a little nonsensical.
I think the smarter you are, sometimes the madder you are, because you just see all the nonsense around you, you know?
I want to know, and a lot of times he's so loud and demonstrative you can hear him, but some of that quiet stuff he gets teed up with, I wonder what the magic words are.
My name is Draymond.
No, I don't think that's it.
I think that's part of it. Like, his leash is a lot shorter.
I'm pretty sure there's a fuck in there somewhere.
I don't even think that's one of the.
No,
I don't even think that's one of the.
If that was one of the magic words, everybody would be teed up in every game immediately.
It's true.
Like, that's not.
I don't know.
And if you're an NBA ref, you can't be that sensitive that if somebody drops an F-bomb, you're like, oh, teed up.
Hey, how surprised are you that the Celtics are favored again in New York? Not very?
A little, yeah. I mean,
they just see 20-point leads, and they're clearly better than them.
Yeah, well, they're clearly
right, too, right?
I don't know. I think Madison Square Garden is going to be a madhouse. That ticket would be incredible because those fans.
Yeah,
I heard the minimum's like the cheapest ticket's like $600.
Yeah,
to get in the door.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
it'll be
absolute
madhouse.
Be a lot of Timberlands in that building.
It doesn't even look like Jaylen Brown feels good. That knee might be worse than we think.
What's wrong with Jason Tatum?
That's who Tatum is, though. It just is.
This is my point.
It just is worked. That guy should shoot 12 free throws a game.
Yeah, but instead he loves falling in love with that jumper.
Anyway, I'm not gonna hate on the Celtics.
Dribble. He's like, this is what I call when I watch players do that. They're just like hand delivering the ball to Satan, man. They just want to pound that thing into the ground as far as they can.
Blocked. You're like, what are you doing?
Dude, and he bailed on it too. That's the funniest thing is he wasn't trying to shoot that ball. He was trying to get rid of it. You see where Bridges got the ball? Like he was trying to bail. He put himself into this little corner and then he was trying to bail on it because he realized it didn't work.
That's how you had this thing drawn up, right? It's Bridges the best role player in the series?
Yeah, no. It's pretty cool to see what the Knicks have built. And I mean, remember the Knicks were just god awful for like decades.
I'm telling you, listen, Tibbs, I've seen this though from Tibbs. He's gonna have to close the deal on one of these, or we're gonna be having the same pushback we have on Thibodeau.
At least get to the finals, right? Like something like that. Like at least get, something. It is also cool to see. Like I love guys like Josh Hart, like tough guys.
What's that?
I like guys like Josh Hart, and I just like their roster. I like tough guys like that. Like, they're not the most athletic people, but they're just tough. Like
I told Ravi this backcourt for the Knicks was going to be the problem in the series. He looked at me like I told him. No.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Lean into it.
No, I'm not.
Told him.
I don't remember
something that was not very nice.
I don't remember
He just gave me this crazy look. I'm like,
I asked that.
that backcourt, they're just relentless.
Yeah.
And Derek White has kind of finally met his match. You know, he was like that little pest that hit big shots, and now
I thought Drew Holiday would hold up better.
Drew Holiday all of a sudden looks old.
Yeah, I thought he would hold up better.
But it's weird too because it's not like Hart or Brunson are blow by you guys.
No,
he's just been handsy and foully. Like Holiday looks old, surprisingly, because that dude's pretty gluey.
He's well, I'd be glued to his wife if I was him, but that's
it's a little weird. It's a little. Well, why was that?
You seen his wife?
Or
yeah. Let's not. Thou shalt not covet.
Didn't know you
I
were
don't go to church.
What do you think about some of the recent additions on Nebraska basketball?
Yeah, I want to talk Icelandic phenoms.
Yeah, Frederick. I guess he just goes by Leo.
Yeah.
So, we'll find out eventually, but really good. I think it's really good. I do not think he is a project guy like they've taken flyers on people like that before. I don't think it's that. I think he's actually pretty good. And Robin Washington
puts it on the deck pretty good, right?
Yeah, Robin put the comp of Porzingis out there. And, when people I do that too, put comps of players and talk about it like that. That doesn't mean they're going to turn out to be that. It's just like their style and kind of the way they move and stuff a little bit. So, but I do think he's probably a year away. So he's, I would imagine it's going to be some time or
he's 20, right?
Yeah, but who cares? Like there's 38-year-olds playing in the NCAA now.
Yeah, we had this argument yesterday. I'm not going to get started. I believe there
should be an age limit,
just 5 to play 5.
Yeah, just if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to put a cap on years, then put a cap on an age limit because you know what's going to happen is all these people are just going to keep suing the NCAA, and the NCAA is just going to keep being like, we're tired of getting sued. So, yeah, go ahead. You have eligibility now.
They're in not as big a hurry because most of them aren't pro guys anyway that we're talking about.
Right. Like, just put an age limit out there. If you're going to give guys 5 years of eligibility and they're in college for 6 years, just make it be, all right, you got to be 25 and then you're done. Like
somebody tweeted at me the other day. I kind of like this. He said, I think it was Nate. I got to remember his name, but he said something to the effect of if you play in another professional league not tied to the university, you're done in that sport. But just knock down the sports across the board so you can't go to the MLB for like 3 years and then have 4 available for football. Maybe like a 1 to 2 year max, like cap it. Does that seem feasible?
Yeah.
Or is it messy because of the other sports?
It's messy because of the other sports. I think you should have to age limit. Like age limit's just easier.
Like Winky and Whedon can't play at 26?
Yeah, I think 25 is probably a solid enough number to leave college.
You got mad at me. I tried to tell you this. And
I was the one that said 25 yesterday.
And you're like, oh, so what's the magic number? Like 26, but not 28? And I was like,
well, because I said 25, and you're
I'm just not enamored with 18-year-olds playing against 27-year-old guys.
I'm not either. That's why I said 25.
I don't know about 25 though.
Too young, too old.
Might be too young.
25's not too young.
Come on.
I don't know. I mean, are you going to take a flyer on guys that do missions trips?
Well,
talked about a religious and military exemption. If the reason you're starting late is religious or military, then you get an exemption and you get your 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, then you have BYU with a bunch of 27-year-old football players playing against 19-year-olds.
Now, D-Rock says 24. That's too young.
So the reason I came up with 25 is I go, okay.
If I leave at 19 and you give me 5 to play 5, I get it. That's at 24. But what if I get hurt? Is 5 to 5 cover an injury?
Yeah, no, probably not. So
my thought process is, okay, I don't think the NCAA is going to win the JUCO case. So I go 2 years JUCO, 5 to play 5. That gets me to 25 if I graduate at 18.
I still think the JUCO thing can't get a blanket ruling. I think you have to, and I did check on Hopkins' age. he is old.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I may have to rethink that.
I think 25 is a very reasonable and generous.
I think it's pretty reasonable.
I might have to go back and look at Hofkin differently because I've been enamored.
Yeah.
You've heard. I mean, you hear
Yeah.
me. Like that dude. I'm like, fudge. He is whipping your guys' ass.
Hey, Damon, you know how many times you have wanted to say fuck today already? You said fudge about 4 times in this 15 minutes.
But I don't ever want to say the F word.
But you say fudge instead of saying.
Well, fudge is just kind of my thing, but I'm not mad enough to say. I can think of a handful of times I've felt like saying that. I'm not comfortable. I probably sound like an idiot. No worse than tinkle or whatever the other dumb stuff I say. I mean, the F that doesn't even. I'm telling you, it doesn't even enter the headspace.
It can just roll right off the tongue. It's real easy.
If I ever heard you drop an F-bomb, I would be genuinely concerned.
Yeah. I'm just telling you,
both about my and your well-being. I'd be just
or anyone in the vicinity.
Yeah, anybody around, I'd be like, we're all.
Again, I'm much more apt to call you a cocksucker than I am to say the F word.
That's the one that rolls off the tongue.
Because I think it's funny. I think it's a funny
Matt, that's your favorite word from Matt Vrzal.
Well, somebody dropped it a couple of years ago, and I just remember giggling like a school dude, and so I was like, I'm going to store that. So it's in the vault.
Yeah,
the F word is not in the vault.
Yeah, and you don't think it's funny?
Yeah, it's a dumb word.
It's in my vault too much. So. Not even in the vault. It's in the lobby.
It's in the wallet, you carry it around with you.
Hey,
yeah.
So
in the bank, if there's a vault where stuff's protected, I'm in the front lobby waiting for the robber to come in to open the door for him, and then I can say it.
Let me ask you something, especially on the heels of Metro and a lot of coaches being in town.
Yeah,
kind of getting verified times and stuff. What are you interested in seeing at State? Who are you interested in seeing? Yeah.
I'm going to see the Carney kid that I can't pronounce his name. Hyphenated guy.
Yeah.
Him, because I was talking at Metro Track the other day. It's there isn't the Jalen Lloyd star, the biggest star is probably Ike Ackerman, which deservedly so, because he could possibly break the, all class record in shot put. And I'm telling you, this dude, watching him the other day, he is feet farther than anybody. And it's you got to back up, to get and get out of the way. So it's pretty impressive to watch him.
It's easy to too. I openly root for him.
Yeah, he's just pretty humble and works hard, and there isn't a lot of flash there, which is fine. So that's good. Let me see. Omaha Northwest girls 4x4 and 4x4 is pretty impressive to watch the other day.
Their relay team, because they had the one billboard off of Blair High Road for track. They may need another one.
Yeah, they're pretty fast, pretty impressive to watch that. So there isn't the
you're not going 10-4, the 10-5 or
the 100 in boys is going to be probably 10-8. I don't think anyone maybe a 10-7, something like that. The girl from Benson, the sprinter, she's intriguing to watch and fun to watch. She won the 100 and 200 the other day. She's fast. As far as state track, well, okay. So we like to talk about Heinrich Harburg a lot. His sister, Hazel, is a pretty good track athlete, and she might be burning down some records too in C. And then, the biggest star, if you will, for state track is going to be Juan, the runner from Fremont. He ran.
Was that the 403 the other day?
Santiago.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. He ran a mile 1,600 in 403. That is incredibly fast.
Yeah, I know.
4:03 in a mile. Now, like when you watch the Olympics, their mile is a 1,500, not a 1,600. And like dudes running a 4:03 in high school, that's stupid. Like that's really fast.
I mean, Lofquest isn't far behind him, is he?
He'll have a lot
No.
of. No, you're right.
Yeah. They broke the record like bang bang right away. So yeah.
Real quick on Ackerman, he's what, like about a foot and a half away from the All-State record? Is that right?
Yeah, right around there. I mean, he could maybe. No, I thought it's closer.
Yeah, that sounds
So
further.
I'm looking at Marty Kobsba from 1981 and Skyler at 60 and a half. I've got Ike by 4.
Okay,
Is that,
yeah. That's right.
Is that his PB? Is his PB is 65.4?
I don't know if that's what I'm seeing right now.
No, the other day it was 65.8.
Yeah, he's still further than that.
Okay.
I think he's within a foot.
Okay.
The other day I saw it. Like the photo that we put out was of me taking that photo, and that was 65.8. That was that rough.
Hey,
who
took that photo? Sautter, I don't. It was a good shot. Who took that?
I don't know.
So he's just
He said it was me.
So he's just a little more than a foot away if he's at 65.8 then?
Yeah. I mean,
Marty's at 66.11. So so how realistic is that? I guess I don't have a good frame of reference. How realistic is that for him to actually have a shot at like increasing his PR by a foot come state?
It's pretty unrealistic.
I would say that's a pretty aggressive, right?
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Okay.
But I mean, you get the perfect weather if it's a little hotter or something, like maybe, yeah.
He may be sandbagging us. You never know.
He's holding back a little bit.
Ike may have another go around.
I don't think sandbagging. It's
Hey, what did you think about watching the? Obviously, you can tell it's football guys doing it too because all the news channels had the hurdlers. I'm like, you guys, you want to see what Darian Jones is doing. That's got to be interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. Let me tell you, like this, I kind of was observing him warming up and stuff. He's really pretty focused, dude. Like,
hey, so that's my thing.
Like he doesn't mess around. There's no like wasted time, like going and talking to girls and doing all the other stuff that all the other kids are doing. No, he was like lasered in the whole day. Like,
what have I always told you about him? I almost never talk about his ability. The number one thing, it's 1 in 1A. He's ultra competitive and he not jack around. That mean-spirited little dude does not need a babysitter. I'm telling you.
Hey, he gave me a smile the other day. I was like, oh, sweet.
He's got a few of them in him.
Yes.
I mean, when he's not plotting a murder or something, but I'm telling you.
Murder.
That dude stays dialed. We were eating his brother the other day. We were having it's like Donovan is quite a bit older, and he still has reverence for Darian's personality. Older brothers don't usually like. He would never say those things about Micah. But I mean,
sure.
Donovan was like, it's not like Donovan's a bum.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at what he does, right? And it's like, oh man, Darian, he's just different. I'm like, yeah, you can tell. But,
hey, also we're about 3 weeks away from football season starting here.
I know. I'm just hoping like everybody's schedule fits, because you had to do the brackets and the seedings, and guys are going to be camping. Like, how much consideration did you give that?
For 7-on-7 tournament, not a lot. So like, I mean, a little bit, yeah. Like, so, we have Millard South, all 3 Millards, West Side, Bellevue West, Central City, Lakeview, Bennington, Scott, like the name teams, right? So are in it again this year. Seward is in it. They got really good quarterback. So yeah. So I had to actually last night finished up the bracket. I had to reduce the pools from what I sent, I guess, you originally the other day, Damon. So I redid that yesterday and last night, and then the championship bracket, the actual bracket times, and worked all that out last night late. So or this morning, I guess would be. So that's all. It's all done. I'm gonna pop that out to all the coaches today. But you have like the MG camp, or sorry, not MG camp anymore. Locker room camp coming, and that's kind of lost its luster a little bit because it used to be like everyone went, and now not everyone goes. But it'll still be a good chance to, like, I'll run over to probably North and watch them work out a day, and just stuff that I like to do, in June. So it's here.
Busy showing up.
What'd you say?
You're busy showing up.
Yeah, because you should probably show up and watch people actually play if you're going to talk about them and act like you're an expert.
Here's the
fucking show up.
Here's the important question.
Yeah, fucking show
up. Did you give my boys a favorable matchup?
North. You want me to tell you? I got it right here.
I need an easy path to the championship here.
Wow.
Well, it's not. The pool they are in is with Bennington.
All right.
Well, it's not awful.
No, but yeah.
Let me know the time when these are getting made next year.
Hey, so did ours change? Are we still Scott, North, and Platteview?
You're still the same. There was a school that initially said they weren't going to play in it, or they wanted to play it, and then they backed out, and then now they want to play in it. So that happened yesterday. So I had to do some adjusting. So we have actually 2 pools with 3 teams because we have 18.
What'd you do with Lewis Central?
They're still the same. They're in Pool A with Bellevue West, Central City, and Bergen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just, for the first time maybe since I can remember, it actually seems like Bellevue West is flying under the radar, and I bet Coach Huffman couldn't be happier.
Can I tell you something about flying? You said flying in Bellevue West. They got some fast dudes now.
Yeah, they can run.
What's the date on the 7-on-7 Sautter?
June 16th and 17th, Monday and Tuesday.
You know the guy that I want to see how it translates that I think was a really good middle school athlete? I want to see Goodwater.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, brother was nice there too. Yep.
His brother was way good.
Yeah.
I want to see his little brother. I used to watch him at track, like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Got good size. He's explosive. I'm like, shoot, another one?
Bellevue West is a team that's, they got to figure out that up front stuff, right? Like they haven't been very good up front the last couple of years, so they need to get that figured out.
And it's also offset what he's been really good at too. His best offense is he's been able to run the ball and he's had a mobile quarterback.
I would say running quarterback, yeah.
Right. And Will Anderson is back. He can run, but it's just you got to block for him too a little bit. So unlike the New York Jets, they're going to be able to block people now.
They're hosting this year, right?
Yeah, so I heard Petito.
Bellevue West is hosting, yeah.
He's getting his award for the Miller North Hall of Fame, and then he's going right to training camp for the Jets to help offense. Coach Petito.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. We have one wide receiver that is worth a shit. So, one. And so just run the triple option. Put some guys at wing back. I'm cool with that. I don't care. Mason Taylor, you thought you were going to be split out catching passes to the tight end. Guess what, bud? Get on that line and block some people.
Yeah, you won the tight end derby too because you had fixations with Warren, and I was like, you don't want that guy.
No, I wouldn't have minded Warren, but
there's a guy.
Now, Membu is the dog.
All about
Membu
the guys
and Fashanu.
Membu for show. New. That's the bookend tackles for 10 years, baby. Membu for show new.
All right, Jerome.
You keep working on your pronunciation. We'll talk to you next week.
We'll see you at soccer, okay, buddy?
So I will be at State Soccer Monday. Starts Monday. Class A starts Monday. State Soccer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Prep, clear favorite, by the way.
What's that?
Creighton Prep, clear favorite in Class A, boys. And Lincoln Southwest girls, the clear favorite in girls.
You're burying the lead. Miller North boys back in the state tournament, baby. Let's go.
Prep's the clear favorite in Class A, boys.
Just show up.
They won their district 2-0, had that nice little bicycle kick. Let's go.
Good for them. Prep's the clear favorite. And then, hey, by the way, district baseball this week or weekend could be wild. It really could. Like how Millard West is A4 hosting A4, right? And they have Elkhorn South as the 2 in their district, and it's like, what? Like Elkhorn South is good. So like it could get a little dicey in the next couple days for the old.
At first blush, and I probably know the guys more Elk South, so I'm not playing favorites. But at first blush, I'll take West's pitching depth.
Yeah, I mean they have some. Hey, Colton Williams is a nice player for them, by the way. Lefty pitcher, has like a little sidearmy slot change. Like it. Not a baseball expert here, but like he's pretty nice.
I got on that soapbox the other day about arm slots and left-handed pitchers. It's just awkward.
Yeah. Well, he also it's almost like a sidearm, but it's not. It's different. I'm not a baseball expert. Other people would have to do that. Oh, also Terrence in the thing. My bad. Yes, Jayla Patillo, the sophomore from Bellevue West, stud runner there. I mentioned her. I'm sorry I didn't mention every single track athlete in the state because there's like 10,000 of them. My bad.
Hey, listen, you better leave my guy T-Mac alone, boy.
I will be better now. I will try and be better next time and name every single individual track athlete.
Guess we're just leaving Charlie Thorne out, record holder in the 300-meter hurdles. All right, cool.
Here we
go. My fault. Like
my daughter.
Have a great fucking day.
Bye, Jerome.
We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centris Federal Credit Union's First Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Taylor, congratulations on being a national champ.
Yeah, thank you.
The first homegrown Husker since 2000 to accomplish that. Just how much does that honor mean to you?
It's honestly, it's awesome. I didn't think when I won, I obviously had the goals of winning a national title, but winning it and being the one from Omaha is just it's sick to be that guy, you know, being the hometown hero. So. Yeah,
Would the younger intro ever believe that?
Nah, definitely not. If you'd have told me I was going to win a national title and Gable Stevenson was going to lose the same tournament, I would have been like, nah, you're crazy. But it was awesome.
When did the love for wrestling begin for you? What's your earliest memory?
I would say it honestly, because I love football, so I would say like my freshman, sophomore year of high school is when I was like, yeah, I'm going to take this thing pretty far, you know. And then I kind of moved my focus from football in the summertime to wrestling. I was wrestling every day, and then I started to love it, you know.
walking off the stage too.
Oh,
was that planned or what?
No.
What went down?
Yeah, they started playing my walkout song. I was walking off, Pretty Boy Swag, so I was just dancing a little bit, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you get to embrace your family and your sister. How much have they meant to you and your journey?
A lot. You know, my dad was my first wrestling coach. My mom was full-time taxi driver, driving us from this sport to here to there. And my sister, she actually wrestled for a little bit because we'd be going all over the country, going to all these wrestling tournaments. She was like, if I'm going to keep having to go to these, like, I'm going to do something. So she started wrestling for a little bit, but it was cool getting to have him be there again and walking off the stage with a W this time.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's CBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, where you can get 75-cent wings all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you get out here. And I'm almost positive that this weekend we will also drop the taste test video that we did on the Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill webpage. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw an edit of it. Rico's the star of the show.
He's funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
Ooh.
Ghost pepper. Ah.
I'm telling you, man, it's the mini afro. It adds to the effect.
It's not really mini. It's pretty good size. I don't know, like, at what point, like, Kobe had a mini afro. He had just, like, the little guy.
Yeah.
Rico's is full-blown.
Do you think he picks it out?
He has a pick that he puts in it. Like, he just, like,
yeah.
He did that the other day.
God, that'd take me probably 7-8 months, I bet.
I will say, so he's like when he's wearing his headphones at the office, he like squishes it just right down the middle, and it drives me crazy.
You just want to fix it for him?
Yeah, I was like, pick that thing out. What are we doing here?
It's a little aggressive.
I just, it's not his fault. Like, that's, headphones squish your hair. It's kind of part of the deal, but.
Hey, Shane, make sure, I don't know what time it is because it gets away from us. Weird. But I'm going to need you to call Vrzal on time.
We don't really call Vrzal. He kind of hops in
the stream.
The thing.
He has the link? The missing one?
Yeah, he has the link.
So he'll hop in when he hops in. So we probably won't take another break here.
Why?
Well, because we don't want Vrzal to. We don't want to.
We can come back whenever we want to.
We don't.
I do want to keep water.
We don't want to impinge on Vrzal's time here.
Did you see the picture with Coach Raiola with Waterman, the O lineman, who they say is only 6'4"?
Yeah,
he is way bigger than Coach Raiola.
Yeah. Which, how big is Donnie? Like 6'3"?
I don't know.
Not quite.
He's shrunk quite a bit, which is why I think he tucks his tops in now. But
what do you mean he's shrunk?
Well, he's lost a ton of weight.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like shrunk.
No.
I was saying he's not old enough to like start shrinking yet.
No. What did he say?
Huh?
Did you mumble something under there?
I wasn't talking about any shrinkage.
You got to turn your mic on if you want people to hear you, Shane.
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
Oh, that's outside.
Yeah, there's people out there.
Yeah.
We're out here, right?
I mean, apparently.
I guess Rico goes walking around his house just saying that to his wife. He goes, "We're out here, right?"
And she's like, nobody ever even knows where that's coming. I don't know why that's stuck.
I don't know either. It just sounds funny. We out here, right? It's where the magic
happens.
happens.
I got this. Let me open it. I got this.
This is where the magic happens.
Well, he didn't want to go out on the field because it was 96 degrees.
You know what's a little ironic?
No, what?
So our guy Enrique,
yes,
informally known as Rico,
yeah. Which I was gonna ask how we went from A to O, but I mean everybody has a nickname, so I don't. Who am I?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I was introduced.
The guy that has a rider, a breeze, a lob.
Lob actually makes the most sense.
Yeah.
He's actually part Puerto Rican as well. So Rico's from Rico.
Oh, not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know.
I don't know what that's from.
Special Ed. A song called "I Got It Made."
There you go.
Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not gonna do it. I know almost every word to that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
When my dishes got dirty, I got Cascade. And when the weather got hot, I got a spot in the shade.
That's good.
Da-da-na-na-na, da-da-na-na-na.
Joining us now, the one and only. We're early.
I am the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. Hi, Matt.
Terrific.
Oh,
Matt,
geez, no hat today.
Matt Vrzal joining us, former Husker, owner of
Oh, what is up, fuckers?
Hey, what's with the white balance behind you? What are you doing on that thing?
I am going to write down all the mean things that you say to me already. So you said.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't say anything.
No hat. So that's bad. Okay.
Wait a minute. I didn't say anything.
I'm just keeping notes, Damon, for all the mean things you say to me.
No hat is not a mean thing.
Well, evidently it upset you somehow. Hey, are you excited to get George Pickens off your roster?
No. I kind of, you know me, like I have a soft spot for crazy people. So I kind of like him. But what? I don't understand why that was funny.
Maybe we need to take some time in the mirror.
Well, we're friends, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
And are you normal?
Oh, yeah.
What? Right.
I am. You're crazier than a shithouse rat.
I am?
Yeah.
I am unfamiliar with that term.
I don't even know what a poop house rat is. What's
That's a farm? That's a farm term.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can you you can't just do that and not explain it. Like what's a poop house rat?
If you break it down, shit house rat, you're a rat sitting in a shit house all day, so it probably drives you crazy.
I thought rats liked fecal
matter.
I would guess with the living in the sewers, but I don't know.
You got yeah. It's just a saying. It's just a farmer saying.
All right.
Gotcha. Hey, so how was Coach Woods? Oh no, you missed him, so he left the note, right? You know he Googled so he knew where to go?
Yeah.
It was a mission for him to come to Piezons.
Yeah, it was super, like, he's a great dude.
He is. He
was polite, like he left a note. It's like, hey, pizza was great. Met you at a Westside game in 23. I was like, yeah, I remember. Like I remember.
He's just a good dude.
He is solid guy. But yeah, then I asked my friend Damon. I was like, hey, I don't have his number. I can't follow him on the Twitter because he's not following me back, which I understand. Can you just send him a message? Says, hey, thanks. Sorry I missed you. Missed him by like 10 minutes. Ravi, what does my friend Damon text back to me?
Nope.
Okay. Then he taunted me and sent me a picture of a text strand that he and LeVar had been in, where he could have just said, hey, my buddy Vert said, thanks for stopping in. Sorry I missed you. Nope.
So he went out of his way to show you that he was texting Coach Woods.
Yeah.
Not what you asked him to.
And did not.
Seems like the tone that I put on the note earlier may have been correct.
Yeah. I think you nailed it.
Having a bad day. You made that sound a lot worse than it was, but that's fine.
Can I ask why?
Okay. No. You got to elaborate on that.
So the joke was I didn't respond. There's nothing to write on the board. Wow. The joke was I didn't text him. I called him, but I did not tell that to Matt. So it just looked like I didn't respond. But I actually called him.
You did talk to Coach Woods.
Yes, I talked to him.
And
yeah, he was at
delivered
Westside. Yeah.
The message that was requested. Okay.
I did. But
that's better.
So you know, I bought a full case of these.
I think it's pretty childish, to be honest.
I'm just, hey, you say I'm mean to you, I'm just going to keep track of all the mean things you say to me.
Wow. We're just going to do the whole mean thing.
I'm going to throw some other ones back on there when you were calling me Cro-Magnon, which was mean.
No, that's old. You can't bring up old stuff.
Well, who's to say I didn't write them down here?
I tell Ravi every week before we talk to you, I cheer that the Cubs.
Highlight of your week?
No, it's not. Actually, it's a total coin flip. I never know what I'm going to get. You appear to be in good spirits today, though, for The Cubs having lost 2 in a row.
I mean, there's 162 games. We got ways to go, so there's no sense to get upset about 2. They've already outperformed what I thought their win total would be for the year, so I'm good.
You're so full of it. I told you all that's gonna be that's a good baseball team.
That's a Dodger fan who's just buying every player and saying, "Oh, hey, little buddy, you'll be fine. It'll be okay."
I'm not buying every player. Would you knock it off?
What's your payroll?
I hate when you ask the questions that they need context, but you'll just answer the question. Answer the question because you want to.
What context does we spend the most money in baseball need? Because do you know where my Chicago Cubs are in the payroll race?
I don't know, probably 20th, I guess.
4th from the bottom.
Close. Got a lot of guys on the IL.
This is what pissed me off. The Cubs, and you can Google it. Maybe I had a bad stat, whatever, but it came across my Twitter feed. The Cubs brought in as much money as the Dodgers gross last year. Okay?
Yeah.
They spent the 4th least in the league.
I've tweeted this out.
We're just a flashier Pirates.
I've tweeted this out 100,000 times about the revenue that teams generate.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah. Nuts.
And you got to spend money to make money, man.
Try to tell people, like, people act like it's only exclusive to LA. It's not. Like,
Listen, you want to fix
do it.
Yeah. You want to fix Nebraska baseball? Find somebody to booster that thing and put it in a dome. Retractable dome.
Hey, so what is going on with those guys, Matty?
I don't know. Maximo's sick, so I don't know what he got.
How sick is sick?
Had a bad fever. Had a real bad fever.
Did he like hitting in the middle of that, or did he like hitting in the 3 slot?
I think so. He was hitting. That's kind of how I tell with baseball.
Yeah.
Like how comfortable you are in the spot is how well you perform in the spot. So he was doing okay there. Made some nice plays in the outfield. But yeah, he got a real wicked fever. So I feel if I let out any more information,
that whole team was sick.
If I let any out information, my sister with the red dot on my forehead in the corner will probably pull the trigger. So
do you think she'd even bother with a scope? I don't think so. I think she'd just go at close range.
She probably is more of a stabber, like a knifer. Just get you right in the jugular. She sneak up behind you.
That would be something I would prefer because it's a little more intimate.
See, I was just going to say that's DB's preferred method because it's not personal enough to shoot someone.
To just bleed out?
I don't know. You want to be close so you can, like, see the person. You don't want to, hide behind something.
Just double tap. See ya.
Okay.
See, Verse is about the efficiency. DB really wants to experience the murder.
Yeah, you want to live it. Like, oh, look at all my blood falling out.
This is why I make serial killer jokes.
It's fine. Maddie, are you open today?
No, but I think this is our last catering of the year, thankfully. So I love them. I have no problem doing them. I'm glutton for punishment. But by the end of the school year, I just kind of get worn.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dining room will not be open today. We will open at 3. Then
I have to kill some time because my buddy's fixing Micah's bed, and I don't want to be over there when he's over there. And I think he's there right now.
What?
I don't know, something.
I mean, I really want to ask now, does Mike have a new girlfriend? But I won't do that because I think that's not very nice. I wouldn't say that out loud. But what happened to that?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know.
Listen, I love it when you just walk me right into him because you know that's where my brain's going to go. I'm like, hey, I'm high-fiving Micah next time I see him. Like, hey, buddy. Good job.
Stop. It's not even that funny.
It's pretty
funny. We
funny.
go through this every week.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. Made myself laugh. It was so funny. All right. What else you got?
It was pretty funny.
Oh, hey, Ravi, if you ever want some Creighton honks.
Yeah.
The kids in the kitchen, one of them's going to put a future on Creighton to win it all after this portal season. He's that excited.
Ooh, I like it.
Hey, can you believe they're spending though? I'm back, by the way.
You good?
Yeah,
Recollected.
That's my guy.
Recomposed.
He knows better than to say that about Breeze.
It was funny.
No, it wasn't. He's 16 next week too. Did you get him a car?
Did you teach him how to drive?
Well, that's what you do.
Well, you haven't brought him over. If I teach him how to drive, I have no problem with you buying him a car. But if you teach him how to drive, then I have a problem with you buying him a car.
It's great. It's good to know. Good to know.
So they're spending now? I thought they had kind of a set deal. Creighton. We were talking about Creighton before Damon got mad.
Doesn't seem like they have much of a budget that they're sticking to. I think they're just throwing some cash around.
I mean, hey, would you try to litigate that case for what do you think colleges? How old? Like, should there be an age limit, do you think? Like, would you litigate Fedor's case for eligibility? Huh?
Give me the 10,000-foot view of the case.
So you've got all these European guys coming over to play college basketball after they've played a few years of professional in Europe already. Mm-hmm. So you have guys that are 20, 21, 22, basically coming in as true freshmen. And we're kind of getting to a point where it's like, okay, where's the cutoff here? Like, as far as when it's no longer cool to come over.
I think now this will affect hockey too.
Yeah.
I think once you've played in professional form of your sport, then you're no longer professional. I think, G League is probably where you should go, which will help the G League.
Mm-hmm.
Or, there's 75 minor leagues to hockey, which I think is awesome. But
do you think if you're able to make some money, like if you're already overseas and you have the ability to get paid, should that impact how much grace you should get to be able to come here?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's unless they reterm. Reterm college, just say college athletics are no longer amateur.
They're no longer
professional.
They're no longer what?
Amateur.
Okay.
It's a professional. You're a professional league, and
it's amateur.
That's what they say.
Amateur. Amateur. Say that.
It's going on the board.
Where's the micro reference for you? Like, do you keep track of your own stuff?
Hey man, you got to get your own whiteboard. I brought mine. I think everybody liked that reference. I got a message just as I said it. Somebody said that was a good one.
It's probably the same person every week that says that was a good one.
I bet if I see Micah and he knows, he'll giggle, he'll laugh.
Yeah, I mean, what do we? Oh man, JB. My guy said it was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm kicking him out of the club too. Wow.
No, I think I just and then I'm fine, right? So now we've differentiated it. You're not an amateur league anymore.
No, I said it.
So now you can bring all the Euros over and be like, listen, we're a form of professional football, or we're a form of professional basketball, hockey. Then you just go and do your thing. Because the people that probably should be making the argument is hockey. You get 22-year-old freshmen.
Oh, those guys start at like 14. Fine, they got 28 years to play before they get to college.
Right? So, I mean, you got those guys in there. And
they've been doing that for years in hockey.
Yeah.
Correct.
This is not new.
And hockey's just kind of lived in its own world. It's just like, hey, man,
yeah,
we're just over here. You guys do your thing. We got our little system over here. Don't worry about it. But now that college hockey, which is awesome, is started to take over some of the minor leagues of the feeder systems, because the hockey is so much better and the coaching is better and the facilities are better and the travel is better. Now they're all able to take advantage of it. So it's great for hockey because you're getting really, really high quality college hockey.
Are you an age limit guy?
I do think, yeah. I just, I mean, we can even speak to it, rolling in there at 17, 18 years old. And, you had some fifth-year seniors like 22. Like, man,
yeah,
that dude can really hit. Like,
yeah,
he is good at this.
So I was kind of saying this yesterday. And I had one of my buddies, And he was like, well, if you think you're going to get hurt, you probably shouldn't be playing. And I'm like, it's bigger than that, though. That's why there's the CBA agreement in the NFL, right? It's to give you a couple years removed. I think football is just different.
But see, now, like once you get there, though, once you get to the professional level, now it's all off. You're this is your job. You're signing up for this. You're going to work with people that are older than you. They're better than you. You're a professional. While you're still an amateur, is that better? Or you're still an amateur, then you can go
amateur.
You got to kind of protect them a little bit.
So I guess my question, Verz, would be, obviously these guys at the high major level at least are going to get paid. They are getting paid. Like, is it just the label that then at that point, or like, because to me, there's really no difference anymore with college football if we're getting the rev share and a minor league versus, it's like it's not amateur anymore. So like, I guess I don't know where the line is, or is it just the label for you?
That's my delineation. Like, if you're not going to consider it professional, then you put an age limit on it. If you're going to consider it professional, there's no age limit. Let them come in. Let them do their thing.
Would you differentiate between like missions and having played another sport or military?
I probably would have to.
I just don't think they want to touch religion.
Bill, the Mormons are going to be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, BYU would have a fit.
That's a fair question, though. And that is actually, BYU should probably be at fault of that, because they've had old ass dudes on all their teams for a long time. They probably should have won more.
Oh, Matt Vrzal here for old ass dudes.
Haven't they? I mean, those guys like 30.
Well, that's a little much.
The guy's got a mortgage and 3 wives, and he's a junior.
Now that I'm sure we can't say.
Why? It's part of the Mormon religion.
Is it?
There's certain sects that believe in that.
I'm not touching that with your pole.
Why would you touch his pole? You said it. You said it.
I mean,
hey, September 13th. Are we flying out together?
No, it's the 12th, and it's a Friday.
Perfect.
It's not. We play.
I think you're going to be sick that day.
See if they can move that thing to Thursday for you.
Yeah, we got Millard West that Friday.
Oh my God! So you're going to get me tickets and plane tickets and hotel rooms? You're the best friend ever.
You know who's already booked his.
I'll cross this all off.
Thank you. So
I can't believe you're getting me tickets to the fight, Damon. Thank you.
Newhouse already got his flight.
Oh yeah, Newberry loves some boxing.
I mean, it's crazy.
So where am I staying? Am I staying at the Luxor?
Probably Aria.
Could I be in the entourage? I know you're on the inside.
Take the whole whiteboard down.
Can I be in the corner? Can you get me in the corner?
Yeah, no, you stay in the corner. Yeah, you'd be just fine there.
I'd be the spit bucket guy. I'd be like,
of course you would.
I'd be practicing.
Nasty ass.
Oh, that's kind of a cuss word.
Just put it on the board.
All right, Matt. So my buddy Chris, he said he'll be at the house in a minute. Hopefully he has my code.
At your house?
Yeah, I told you he's fixing the frame.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were coming over.
Yeah, I don't know now. I don't know.
You got so flustered you don't know if you want to come over now?
Is that funny? You laugh at the dumbest things.
I've flustered you a lot more than you've come over. So let's man up here. Connor and Footy all want to see you.
Yeah, how are my guys? Are they doing all right?
Yeah, they're good. CB's gonna have a master's on the 16th in cybersecurity. So now
What's he gonna do with it?
He's now part of the exit strategy at Piezons, where we just get into the network and see who needs some cybersecurity help. So I got him linked up with a guy in Chicago because he wants to go to Chicago.
A little different stuff, but
were you fraud?
Yeah, fraud and risk.
Yep, Footy will finish his semester on Monday, which he told me already. He goes, "Hey, you know how I go till close on Monday?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of done with school on Monday." I was like, "Oh, like so? What time are you thinking?" He goes, Probably done about 3. I'm like, you're going to get after it, aren't you? He goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy we should be protecting ourselves from.
He's great.
He's nuts.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
All right.
But yeah, I got good crew, so they always like when DB wanders in and gets flustered and wanders out.
Yeah. Typically about how it goes, too. It's very peaceful, though, when you run across the street to deliver the pizzas. That's when I'm at my best. Feel free to turn on a television for me every now and again, too.
I do. I turn the one above the bar on for you. Don't do that.
Well, I have to ask.
Well, it's nice to have manners.
Yeah, why wouldn't I come there? It's such a joy. Can't you tell? It's worth a drink, though. What's that say?
Cussed. ASS.
That's not a cuss word.
You need to probably publish your list of what are and aren't cuss words. Because what if I say, I don't think motherfucker is a cuss word?
No, that's a cuss word.
I don't think it is. Because this, I think, is a cuss word, but you don't.
I don't know. Ravi asks me all the time because I'm very particular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think ass makes the list because I could be talking about a multitude of things and it's not derogatory.
Like a donkey?
Or even your bunda. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
I think motherfucker is complimentary.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Sure it is.
Okay. Well, you can have that if you want.
Congratulations, you motherfucker.
Funny. You're just so funny, Matt. It's hilarious.
I'm pretty good.
I'll talk to you later.
Have a good weekend, Verz.
We'll see you fuckers. Have a good one.
Later.
That's Matt Vrzal. We will be back on Monday,
Oh,
probably with more Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll see you on Monday.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.